The following program is a fan-made review and reaction show. It is in no way affiliated with the movie trivia Schmoedown or Skybound Entertainment.
Hang on. Can't hear anything. Why can't you guys hear anything? You guys can hear me? Just thumbs up. Yeah, okay, cool. So I don't know what was happening. That was weird. But like I was saying before, thank you guys for being on the show. For the support we had for last week's episode with our special guest, Neurochronic. So just housekeeping things. Based on your feedback from last week's episode, we do have Streamlabs. So if you guys want to donate to the show, the link is posted at the top of the chat, and I'll be dropping the link throughout the show. It's streamlabs.com, the ultimate Schmoedown show. So if you guys want to show some support to our show, you can drop in some comments or some questions or just support there if you like. Also, if you are part of John Rocha's Patreon, you are going to get special access to our show. So we already have one of the managers booked for next week's show. If you're part of the Patreon, you already know who that is. We will announce who that is during the week. But if you're part of the Patreon, as soon as we book a guest, you find out first. Also, if you're a part of the Patreon, $10 and up, we will bring you in live to ask our guests some questions. And then once we're done with our guests, we'll bring you
Unfortunately, your mic was muted, and welcome into the show, everybody. It's the Ultimate Schmoedown show with hopefully everyone whose mics are not muted. I'm Colin, of course. Like Sean said at the top, at some point or another, thank you so much, everyone who joined us last week for the inaugural episode on our big move. We packed up the U-Haul truck digitally. We moved it on over to the Outlaw Nation. We're so happy for everybody who moved with us, and for those of you who just found us for the first time over here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Like I said before, my name's Colin. Joining me as always, my boy, the Sheriff of Nottingham himself, coming all the way from, like I said, the UK. It's my man, Boggs. How's it going?
Yes, Outlaw Nation, how we doing? I told you, Colin, before, you are my maid Marion. It's okay. We've admitted, we've got that bond. It's fine. But yeah, it's good to be back. Excellent kind of debut show last week. It was super fun. People in the chat chiming in, bringing in the Patreons, and Neurochronic was excellent. So yeah, great debut. But yeah, on to this week.
It's going to be a fantastic show. I'm super psyched for our guests, but I'm more psyched that Soul is here. How are you, Soul?
Doing good. I just want to thank everyone so much for watching, for liking the video last week. We had such a great guest, and we have even 3 more awesome guests. Swag, drip, drip, baby. Winston's in the house. We got John Kaiser, and then later we have Erik coming back. So love you guys, and ready to start talking.
Yes, and he came on at the end of the show. If you only joined us for the top of the show last week, who is this man with the ears? It's John Barr.
How dare you? How dare you?
Sorry, it's Rocha. Rocha said it, and I just got to roll with it.
Oh, for sure. No, totally. So obviously Soul is Robin Hood. Boggs is the sheriff. Colin, you're Maid Marian. Do I get to be like the rooster bard who like sings throughout the movie, or am I stuck being like
I think it's Friar
the
Tuck,
little? No, I mean I could be Friar Tuck. Maybe I'm the little friggin' kid rabbit who's just running around all sad all the time, getting in Robin Hood's way. I don't know. That's not. I don't get to decide that for myself. All I get to decide is that I have decided to have a very good time with my friends and 2 good managers on this show today.
Speaking of managers, I can't wait to introduce them. We got 2 fantastic managers. One of them was my vote for Manager of the Year. And without further ado, I would like the producer Sean to bring on Winston Marshall, the manager of SWAG.
Winston A. Marshall.
Winston A. Marshall, manager of SWAG, and Mr. John Kaiser, manager of The Dungeon. It's a packed house on the Ultimate Schmoedown show.
So is that going to be the first topic of conversation, is Colin going like, all right, best manager of the year, all time, all around great, Winston A. Marshall, Kaiser, also, what's up, gentlemen?
Kaiser, look, I'll put it out there. Oh, now I won't, because this motherfucker wouldn't change the shit. I was about to say, like, this motherfucker brought 2 titles to the dungeon. Like, let's not sleep on his name. But if you go out here calling himself Mollie and not a match has been played yet, he can suck a dick. I'm not playing these games with you, Kaiser.
I mean, look, I don't know what you're talking about. Winston, before we get going, I got to ask a question to this.
Yeah.
So, how much do they pay you? Because it's not enough to carry these 3 knuckleheads.
Hey man, why you think as soon as I came in, I was pointing at his soul and whatnot? Because she was like, hey, don't forget that. She damn right. Because if you go and look up Winston Marshall, the dude, the black actor from Canada, that motherfucker is ugly. Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
I'll look him up. But Soul's like a real journalist. Like, I feel like I could flip on CNBC or something, and she'd be telling me if the stock market's taking a dive or what the weather's like.
I got you.
Get them stonks.
Yeah, I mean, just Boggs had to retire from boxing. He was a middleweight boxer.
Man, you couldn't get me about, I was the attorney. I could have been a contender, Kaiser.
Well, maybe if you move to the United States, I can be your manager. I'm not going over there.
I look good enough like the Mad Money guy. I could talk about stocks.
I'm going to let Winston roast you. I'm going to step off of that one. I'm going to let him have at you.
I mean, look, I'll see if I can screen share. I'm going to find my homeboy Alex Kidwell. He's actually kind of blown up a little bit as the dude that, like, the guy on Twitch talking about Big Brother. You look exactly like his little brother right now. I'm going to be real with you, like, to the T.
I'm the little brother of the Big Brother? That's great. I'm putting that on resumes, dude. Let's see you ignore me now, CAA. All right.
It's a good pickup. Well, do you know what else had good pickups? That draft last week. And we got 2 managers that had an interesting time. Like, both of you, I think, have very different experiences. I mean, Winston, you a little further down. Kaiser, obviously, drafting with the back-to-backs. I know with Snake, that's real interesting. That can get kind of like, you never know, what's going to fall your way. Definitely gives you more time to think about it, though. So, Kaiser, I'll ask you, man, did any, fantasy football draft, kind of stuff like that, kind of have any favor, play any favor to you last week?
No, it's a little different. I mean, fantasy is fantasy and reality is reality. So
that's true.
There's Winston and I have to contend or have to take things under consideration, like personality, how players are going to exist with each other, skill set. Are they young? Are they more seasoned? So way more variables than just saying, you know what, I love Randy Moss. I'm just going to put him on my team.
1000%.
If it was 1998.
I appreciate you saying that, Kaiser, because
he was my favorite of all time, Winston.
Oh, Randy Moss is your boy?
Yeah.
That checks out. You seem like you have a Randy Moss. Like, I thought you'd be more of a T.O. guy. You kind of have a T.O. attitude. Like, you would go out into the middle of, like, a Schmoedown match and, like, dance on Roxy's desk. You know what I'm saying? And then
Randy's smarter than T.O. That's why I like him better. He's a little smarter.
That's true. I'll give you that much. I'll give you that. But they both country boys. Let's be real.
Country, flashy. They can be assholes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think that's the big thing. I've been seeing a lot of people making hella comments about the draft, and they don't take a million different things into consideration. You know what major one? There's a number of players I didn't even consider because of schedule. Like, I asked them what they do for work and what their free time is and how many matches they think they'd be able to be a part of. And a lot of those players, after I heard that, I was like, cool, then they're not people I'm looking at. Like, and I saw some of those people get drafted. I genuinely hope, because I want everybody to have a chance to compete and, like, kick ass. I hope that changes for some of those people. But that became, like, a major indicator that it was like, if it was like, I'm available some Saturdays, when you know damn well that Christian and Skybound tapes most of these matches that are pre-taped during the week. if you're not available to make that happen, like what am I gonna do? Have you on the team be like, man, yo, Bob Smith, yo, that motherfucker know every movement up and down, back and right, every actor, every director. Ain't nobody know nothing more than Bob. Well, motherfucker, if Bob is out here cleaning somebody's toilets and he can't be here, then it doesn't matter what Bob knows. He can recite them facts to the toilet he's cleaning. That's all I got to say.
And if he's cleaning toilets, Winston, there's a good chance he was drafted by Gucci.
When you're right, you're right.
Hey, I'm glad I can drink again and Whole 30's over. Shit.
Are you having a drink
cheers
right
to that,
now?
dude.
What are you drinking? You drinking a beer?
I got a Coors in honor of baby carrots, man.
I thought your ass had a Diet Dr. Pepper there for a minute.
Nah. Though I do love me some Diet Dr. Pepper. That shit is
Fuck
delicious.
yeah,
It's
dude.
the sweet one.
I'm into that shit too. It looked like that with the reflection.
That's definitely a Prince impersonation, right? Like that person's just doing Prince. Like it just feels like
Right.
a little tiny Dr. Pepper guy. It's gotta be.
It's a creepy commercial, and I don't like it.
You know, I'm really sad that we're not going to see like a Schmoedown commercial during the Super Bowl tomorrow. You think Skybound wasn't going to put out for that? You think that we
If
were
they
trying
want
to
to
blow
write
this
me
thing
and
up.
Winston a check right now, we'll knock out a commercial.
We will cut a motherfucking promo for their asses. Just cut the check. That's it, man. Cut a check so I can I'm actually enjoying this job. It's just stressful, but cut a check so I can quit my job. And we'll go make you a motherfucking Super Bowl commercial. Shit.
That shit pays.
I heard that they did get a deal, and instead they're just going to be airing one of Christian's spots for BetterHelp during the middle of
I wouldn't be shocked if I seen Jay Washington pop up in a Dr. Scholl's commercial tomorrow. Now, I'm not playing. I got a feeling I might see him on something.
Bro.
Hey, he was in that Facebook commercial last year.
The saddest part was we were talking about this the other day. He said that, and understandably so, COVID cut into his money because you know how a lot of other commercials, they just play the same commercials on repeat all year. Well, you can't play the commercial that says go outside and meet some people and throw boulders together. Like this far apart from each other. He was like, fucking COVID didn't just try and kill me. It killed my motherfucking paycheck. And I was like, that's a solid point, sir.
COVID versus Jay Washington. I don't like COVID's chances.
I don't like its chances either.
With the prison workouts that Jay has been doing, COVID
Not
has
a
no
damn
chance.
chance. Not a damn. If you're coming at Jay, you better be from Krypton. Is all I got to say to you.
Shit, if you're coming for Jay, you better be from fucking some sort of hybrid of Asgard and Apocalypse, bro. Cause shit.
Hey, he finished my painting that I commissioned my dude. He did the Power Man and Iron Fist for me.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
speaking
So-
of that, he just did Darth Vader.
Whoa!
Trivia about that.
Yeah, that was fire. Oh, I got one too.
Everybody's
Hold on.
pimping Jay.
Hold on.
shit.
Let me get my J piece. Where'd I put
I
it?
got to go pick mine up at his house sooner or later. I got to probably get over there this week. I wanted to hang it and have it up.
This Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, bro.
Oh,
Hey.
God damn, that's a dope
That shit
one
is
too.
fire.
That's the best moment in media of anyone being mad that someone just killed their dad. Don't ever. If your dad dies right in front of you and you don't go full Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, then you didn't do your dad justice.
Fellas, don't you hate it when your dad dies and you don't go Super Saiyan 2?
Yo.
Isn't that the worst, boys? Well, BetterHelp.com is going to really...
Correction. Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 because Android 16 died.
Oh, true.
You just hit me with
So-
too many numbers.
So saith the coyote.
Fair enough.
Winston coming with facts.
Did a pretty solid impression. I didn't even catch it halfway through. I was like, oh, man.
I have
Well,
no
I mean-
understanding of what the hell y'all are talking about. Whatever,
Me neither. Kyle.
whatever,
I ain't gonna
whatever
lie.
trading card bullshit. I have no idea.
Hey, speaking of trading cards, man, you gotta get on the NBA ones. Just came out this week. They're gonna be worth some money. Just buy them and don't open them. That's the move, Kaiser.
Why are this year's cards going to be so?
LaMelo Ball is the most followed individual on social media in the last 2 billion years.
So it's like a
In-
Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card
yeah.
situation.
You just gotta get one. Was a box of them was where you could buy them for $200. His rookie card was going for $350 the day you could buy the packs on Tuesday.
I hear he's
How
having
much
a good
did Mickey Mantle's rookie card
He's
go
not
for
even starting.
recently? That was like 2 point something million.
Yeah,
Like-
$2 million for a Mickey
Mantle
Mantle.
rookie went for no way. That
Yeah,
seems a little
2 mil.
high.
It's unreal.
A
I
Mickey
think we
Mantle
need some
rook-
Schmoedown cards. That'd be
Sounds
lit.
high.
We need some Schmoedown
I used
cards.
to have
That'd be
Sandy
nice.
Koufax's rookie card, but not anymore.
See, the only problem with the Schmoedown cards is the minute somebody, like their card isn't worth nearly as much. They're like, motherfucker, I should be on Rushmo, and like their card is worth $5. Like people gonna get pissed. I can think of a few names that'll probably get a little angry. If
I could probably match you name for name if you wanted to do this. Let me start, Snyder.
Okay, Rocha. This is
Gucci would come in and Gucci would say, "Where's my player card from season 1? I need my season 1 player card and then my manager card as well."
So.
But the crazy one is the one that go with autographs and stuff. That's the one where you really find the money in that stuff. It's crazy. But y'all, I'm just happy to have y'all here because we got a couple matches coming up over the next few weeks that involve you two. So I mean, usually we do
all
this.
Matches.
All of them. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be one of my favorite rivalries of the season. Just happy to have you both here. The aforementioned matches, we got Mollie Damon versus Laura Kelly, Mara Knopic versus Chandru Dhandapani.
You fucking did this, Kaiser. You did this.
See, I was already courting Kaiser, and then Soul was courting you.
Here, I wouldn't agree to this shit.
And then...
I don't mean the show. I'm talking about this matchup. This is all Kaiser's fault. Motherfucker said, what's the old saying? Find the biggest dog in the yard and then smack him in the mouth. That's what Kaiser's attempting to do by drafting the two ladies that are playing against my people, against the Sith Lord Laura Kelly herself, and against the Chandru the Chosen out here. But that's fine, dude. We all gonna dance on the Dungeon's grave in a couple weeks. I'm ready for that.
Was that her nickname last year, the Sith Lord?
That's just what I'm naming her. I like seeing that dark side of her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we can, like, obviously we're not gonna actually like put her in blackface. That'd be terrible. So like, if she could just like channel some dark side of the Force, like, I'm good with that, bro.
Right.
Could you do like she's like from Dathomir, have like some Darth Maul paint on there? I mean, that'd be kind of sick.
That'd be dope. If she wants to do that, I would support her. That's
like
a lot
some
of work,
Scott's
though.
Ventress.
Right.
That's the one. That's the girl you drafted when you sold out your buddy. Ace,
he's got
that. Go ahead. Get it.
I'm
Get it
remember how you drafted.
No. Get it out because you want to talk about selling people out. How about you let the whole dungeon go just so you could have Ben Bateman lick on your balls? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that.
I didn't let anybody go.
Miss me with that shit. You could have had Zip back. You could have had Vinny back. You could have had all your boys, and you said nah.
Listen, listen, all of your marquee players were born and raised in the dungeon. I've never called you a stupid man. You had a good draft by clearly taking my play. I mean, obviously I trained them all for you. Now you just got to sit back and
I make them goats. You know what I'm saying? I make them goats.
Zipper's well on his way. Who
was the coach that like came in and helped Michael out, and then after that, how did Michael win a damn belt? 6 belts. He went and got Phil Jackson. That's what happened. So
I was
going to say Winston could be the Spolstra because he taught
LeBron how to do what he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? So like,
whoa, that's an oversimplification of 2010.
I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Let's be real. Like LeBron had to learn today because the Mavericks handled that ass. So
if you
like,
remember
let's be
correctly,
real.
I went out and I went on Backstage or the Rundown or whatever, one of those shows, and I said, you're either with the dungeon or you're against us. I didn't have to go bribe anybody's senses or manipulate anybody. The winners came to where the winners play, and so.
To the last place team?
That's right, because there's no more fire. I got the most fire in my belly than any of you this year. So you want to come and be mean and ugly and win the belts and get your faction? Come with me.
Hey, Tom Brady went to the Bucks.
Come play with me.
Tom Brady went to the Bucks. Look where they're playing.
I would have had more respect for Tom Brady if Tom Brady had gone to the Jacksonville Jaguars or to Houston, because Houston's a dumpster fire. The Bucks were actually doing pretty well. They needed something, but the app
Jameis Winston was setting 30 for 30 records with touchdowns and interceptions. That was their problem.
True. That is very fair. But like, you know what I'm saying? If Brady had gone to the Jacksonville Jaguars and they had beat the Chiefs and were now in the Super Bowl to play maybe the Saints or something, then I would have been like, yo, Tom Brady, that motherfucker, god damn. Like,
did you see what's his name? It might have been, I think it was the kid Evans, the receiver for Tampa.
Yeah.
Didn't know he had to go to the press thing after he won the division. He just started walking up. He's like, "Oh, I'm not used to this whole like accepting trophies and shit." He was just leaving the field. It was the funniest thing. He stopped dead in his tracks, turned around. He's like, oh wait, we're not used to winning anything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I need to watch that. That's too
Fine.
funny.
I think it was Evans. Yeah, look it up.
The other thing's been the people who come and like watch like at the end of the like at the end of the game. Like Stephon Diggs came and like watched the Chiefs like receive their trophy to like feel that pain. That's hardcore.
That's how you know
hardcore.
that's a killer. That
yeah.
right there, Stephon Diggs did that on like 1,000% on purpose. So he's like, what was the Last Dance line that everybody quotes? And I took that personally. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that was, and that's what.
Speaking of that, Ace has been putting those gifs of Michael Jordan saying, "I took that personally," with going after Laura Kelly. So I think Ace is going to be fire this year, and who knows what's going to happen with him going this year because he's taking it personally.
Well, and I want him to. And the funny thing is like, and people have been asking me, they're like, how could you do Ace like that, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get down. Let's really clear the air on this and get down to what's going on with that. Let's remember a couple of things. It is, and Kaiser can attest to this himself. Again, he let half of his faction go so he could go and understandably 2 of the greatest players in the Schmoedown, and then turn around and draft a former Inner Geekdom champion who has a real shot at potentially trying to take the belt away. She won't, but she has a shot at it. You know what I'm saying? So let's break this down. There's a couple things at play here. The first is there's a large amount of money on the line. Let's be real. That based on, Christian has made it very clear, based on what y'all are selling or what y'all are picking up from these faction stuff, there's legitimate money for us to win on the line. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, for any of you that have ever played fantasy football before, let's say, for example, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the best quarterback in the league, and for a particular year. And everybody goes, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know. He's kind of been up. He's kind of been down. They're feeling whatever type of way about it. I have him ranked as number 1, but everybody else has him ranked at 10. If I know for a fact that no one is going to touch Aaron Rodgers until they get to around the 10th quarterback picked, that means that I can spend that time going after other pieces that may not be available if I take Aaron Rodgers right away, especially not being in the middle. If I had a middle pick, if I had been like 4 or 5, this is a different conversation. I'm on the bookend, which means that I have to be very succinct with my choices. And knowing that, and I let the first round dictate what I was going to do. And I saw that people were taking these Dragon Con players. They were focused on other things first, that I was like, they actually have ranked Ace lower than I thought. I thought Ace wouldn't even fall to me in the first round. And the minute I saw that, I said, oh my God, I think I can pull this off where I can grab some other key pieces and I can still get my boy back. If you notice, the loyalty was still there. I took Ace in the 10th last time, and this time I still took him as one of my top 4 picks, period. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, if you need other proof of my loyalty, Frank Moran, a lot of people didn't put respect on his name, and I made sure that he came back to us. Because if y'all wanted to know something about Frank Moran, he showed up at every single practice, whether he was involved in a match or not. He was there checking on everybody day in, day out, and he's got a job that he really doesn't have time to be doing all of that. So all of my shit was very succinctly calculated, and I was having conversations with people both before, during, and after to make sure that we were all on the same page. But on top of that, Star Wars is going to be a mother. You need more than one Star Wars player. Kaiser worked that out. I'm sure he talked to Mara before he drafted her and knew she was going to sign up for Star Wars, so he has his 2 Star Wars players. I have my 2 Star Wars players. You need 2. So I planned this whole shit out.
Not more. What if that tournament turns into 16?
Exactly.
Turns into 16?
Well, and that's the rumor, that it's already at that place, that we're already gonna get a 16 team. On top of the fact that, let's say what I see happening, Laura's gonna win her match. Sorry, Mollie. And then after that, Laura's gonna take the belt. So now all of a sudden, thank God I have Ace to put in the tournaments. Now I got to find another Star Wars player to put in there to go along with him. So like all of this was very meticulously planned as far as when we took certain things and watching what people were doing. It is so important to watch what other teams are doing, because all of a sudden I noticed Gucci was taking nothing but rookies. I was like, okay, that's good to know. So if they're veteran people that I'm thinking I'm trying to get, he's not going to touch any of them right now. And what had happened? He didn't take any vets until the end. So
who's the man with the beret?
The man with the beret, that is Mr. Jonathan Harris himself, the brother of the delinquent Lon.
Right on. Okay.
Oh, so that's the delinquent? We need to confirm here if like what's going on with Lon Harris, because he introduced his brother and he would seem like he was a bit more polished.
Why does Winston, you look like you're looking at your neighbor's dog taking a shit in your front yard in that picture?
I mean, I don't
That
know
is
who
the
made this.
worst
I'm kind
picture
of pissed.
anyone's ever taken.
I don't
of
know.
you.
I
You're
don't
a
know.
good-looking man, but that's a bad picture of you.
I don't know why this was the photo selected. Whoever did this, I feel like we have to have some words. First of all, my hair ain't been like that in a long motherfucking time. Like, I don't. What are you doing? Like, do better. God
Is that
damn
one
it.
of the pictures where zippers on the other side of you from like a pre-match photo shoot?
It was our. I'll tell you, that match specifically is the match when we played Corruption. So our breakup match.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
Eric's behind me. Eric's behind me, and then Corruption's on the other side.
I might own that.
Look at this
Then-
dungeon after dungeon. I gotta see Oyama, Vinny, Zip, all the marquee players came from me.
Again, look, you were the college coach, and now we're in the pros. It's how it works. Okay,
Well,
that's
I mean,
fine.
I'll give you credit. I thank you at least for getting Chandru a new wardrobe, because he used to dress like a 4-year-old in a cereal commercial. Now he looks a little bit nice, for the last time he appeared at the awards. Or he had a coat, a sweater, or he had a scarf on. Yeah, he looked like he was doing, community theater of Christmas Carol or some shit. Like it was snowing in his bedroom.
Hey man, I guess maybe you're not the great IG coach that we thought, bro. He was out here flexing on his Harry Potter business, bro.
Was he?
That's all that was.
You know what? No one's afraid of him in the dungeon. It's so funny. People think that this guy's like some kind of scary individual. Not. You know what? He's a great player. I'll say that. But ain't nobody afraid of this kid
Bro.
in the dungeon. Nobody's afraid of this kid.
Well,
I mean,
nobody's afraid of Lex Luthor until all of a sudden you realize that all of Metropolis is about to blow. Like, you better have Superman, dog, because I don't know what to
Luthor
tell
always
you.
ends up in jail. And
Lex
so,
Luthor ends up with the anti-life
that checks
equation.
for Chandru.
And president.
Hey man, he ends up president. He ends up with the anti-life equation. He ends up killing Superman on multiple different realities. It just depends on what we're talking about. So I mean, put some respect on the man's name. That's all I got to say.
All right. Now, I mean, I always liked Gene Hackman's Luthor. Anything after that, I really don't give a shit about.
Am I right that now, at this point, the most recent Lex Luthor was played by John Cryer on the CW?
Yes,
That is
that is
correct.
correct.
How do we feel about that?
I
Points
mean,
to
he
you.
actually was great.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah?
really, it was
He was
kind of
great.
weird, and then he kind of like he gets his own episode in the crossover special for Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it's just like, "Hey, I'm Lex Luthor, and I'm carrying
Yeah,
this crazy."
I just
book.
watched
It's great."
like a clip of him like talking to Tom Welling, trying to be like very frightening while also holding the largest book of math. Like he looked like a nerd who was like trying to confront like the like senior jock kid, where he's just like, "Hey, Mister, when I get into high school, I'm gonna treat all the girls much better than you." Like just absolute nonsense. But yeah,
This is
speaking
John
of,
Cryer. This is John Cryer you're talking about.
that's right. I look kind of like him too.
Yeah,
You
kinda
do
got a
kinda look
John
like
Cryer
him. Now that I
feel.
look
know.
like-
Yeah.
I know who. Let's get them all out of the way. I kind of look like John Cryer. I remind people of Jay Baruchel. I look a little bit
I
like
get the
Destro
Jay
of the Mouse.
Baruchel. Yeah, okay, all right.
I look like a bald Mr. Bean too. That's the big one. Hold on, if I do a little goofy face.
So, Winston, did you have to call and apologize to Shannon after the Laura Kelly thing, or how did that all play out? Did y'all get on the phone and have a powwow, or?
I don't take kindly to threats. That's you look. I
do not
grew up.
negotiate with
I don't negotiate with terrorists. Look, here's the thing. Y'all know goddamn well. Like I make it very clear. I'm from the suburbs of Dallas. All right. My mom from the hood of Los Angeles, son. I may have grew up with a slightly nicer spoon in my mouth, motherfucker. But I got all that gutter just bullshit in me. So you want to threaten me? That's how you're gonna stop me? That don't work. That don't
Shannon's
work.
gonna think she did the right thing and letting her go when the Maverick Mollie Damon knocks her out. So I think it'll probably be Shannon will be like, you know what, maybe I didn't need her on my team after all.
Well, it's
That's
interesting.
wild.
Talking about this corruption rivalry, obviously one of the matches that has been announced is Marisol McKee, one of the highly touted rookies, up against Vinny Mancuso, who is currently a SWAG player, formerly a dungeon player, and not to stoke these rivalry flames too much, but Winston, obviously Marisol had a lot of heat coming off of her last season. Do you think you're going to be able to get Vinny to a place where he's going to be able to take her? And then Kaiser, do you think his odds would be better if he was still with you?
Wow. So y'all's John Cryer is out here starting a lot of shit.
I'm just asking the question.
You're
I'm just here to
John
say.
Cryer. You're gonna be John Cryer from here on in, Pat.
That's fair. Honestly, I gotta go through the rotation. I was Jay Baruchel for 3 years. I took that on the chat. I'm like, all right, let's just get the next one in there. Someone already mentioned Paul Scheer in the chat, and that's also correct. I don't know what you're
Yeah, Paul Scheer was the one I saw in the chat, and I was like, now wait a minute, that's a good
funny.
one.
That's
What?
funny.
Someone once called me Hot Paul Shear, and that was my Tinder bio for a year.
Really?
That's my standards are.
And what was your record with said Tinder bio?
Oh, would you believe not very good, Colin?
Oh.
Would you
Was that
believe
when he was
not
doing the
great?
Human Giant show for MTV? Was it those days?
No, this was like last year.
Because that was a good show. That was a good show. Was that his show, Human Giant?
Yeah,
Robot
it was
Giant?
him,
What the
Rob
fuck was it?
Hubel, and Aziz.
What was the name of the show? Was it?
I think it was Human Giant, or maybe like that was just the name of their improv group.
No, it was the
And
name
then
of the
they-
show too. Robot Giant. I don't know. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? All right.
To answer your question, I mean, one of the things that I'm excited about, we got, I'm sure Christian called, or maybe not, because you talk a lot of slander about Christian, but I figured he called you within the last couple of days. So we just found out about the match with Marisol and Vinny. Look, we made sure to contact Vinny again before the draft, find out where his head's at, find out what he wants to get done this season, and we were really impressed. That fire that's there. I said, if he's really that serious, the same way I would bribe Lon with whiskey after every match, I was like, I'll have a bunch of frozen margaritas on deck if that's what you want, bro. Like, I'm not even worried about that. But I'm excited for it. I haven't really taken the time yet to worry about my other players quite yet, because one, we haven't all met. We're doing that this afternoon, which I'm excited about. The focus has been, let's make sure Chandru's ready, figuring out what Laura needs to get so she can get ready. That's been the focus. But today is that day that we're all going to sit down and meet, and so that gives me the opportunity to like pick the ice picks brain, no pun intended, and figure out where we go. But no, I'm not worried about Marisol. Do I think Marisol will end up becoming a champion one day? Yeah, it may even be this year. But I would venture to guess that with the resources that we're about to provide our players, no one is really going to be stopping us. We'll take some L's. It happens. Nobody goes flawless, but we are about to train wreck this fucking league this season, man.
I'm so ready.
Yeah, Kaiser, it seems like when I was watching you draft, man, it was just like, oh, you're pulling out some heaters. Like, you had a plan. So I'm curious what, some planning.
Everybody has a plan till that player's not there.
100%. And that's kind of what I'm going for here, to throw it over to both of you with this. Winston, it seemed like the Laura Kelly pick had as much to do with making sure she was, it was good value at the pick, as much as it was strategic to make sure she might not need to be, she might not be in somewhere else for some other team. Did her early play, and same to you, Kaiser, with Mollie, did their early season match have a lot to do with picking them early?
Well, look, I think everyone had their eye on Laura Kelly in the first round. You'd have been a fool to let her get out of there. That said, I was shocked that Mollie fell to me. I saw how good she was. I knew she was getting better. I was hearing how she was training a lot. And to me, it was a gift from the gods. You know what I mean? So, and I'm already seeing her get better just in the short time we've had to work together. Mara, I train every day, all day. I was up till 3 a.m. last night with her. That's why I have no voice. She's ready. She's ready to get her title back. So it was when I saw, an opportunity to play with a former champion and a girl who I think can take her husband's belt someday was a huge, huge win for me. I got video Drew back. I mean, I couldn't have been more excited. Never thought Seibold would have slipped to me. Really had hoped Vinny was going to be there. I had a talk with Zip the night before. I kind of clued him in that there's other people that are probably going to be calling your number, pal. And as much as I love the kid, now he's got to play for someone else, and now we got to go at him tooth and nail. But I got nothing but love for that kid. He'll always be one of my favorite human beings, let alone players on this planet. So, and look, I'd be lying if I said I'm not going to be pulling for Vinny against Marisol. What am I, an idiot? I mean, kid came in with a rookie with me, and I want to see him succeed too. As long as Winston's guys all lose against me, that's fine. They could go beat the rest of the neighborhood.
So there's love unless you're fighting each other, then it's full hate.
It's the same thing. None of our players, I believe, like I'm just doing the math in my head, I don't think anybody ended up over with Kaiser, so I don't have to have that same talk with him. But I had that very long conversation with Liz. That one was super hard. I thought there would be a chance for me to at least get one of the two back between Ace and Liz, and obviously we pulled that off. But I didn't. There was no way. I even gave Liz the advice. I said, I think it would be in your unless I can convince Kaiser to trade me that number 1 overall pick, if you go to the draft, you're at the mercy of whoever takes you. And to that point, you can't assign your own destiny. So I would say if there is a particular faction that you want to work with, a partner you want to work with, I highly encourage you to like go and do that. And I'm rooting for you. I am always rooting for you. And I feel that way about every single person that has ever come through SWAG's doors until you have to face us. When you have to face us, now we got a problem. Now I got to deal with you. But as soon as the match is over, I am right back in your corner again, 1,000%. And I hope that they feel the same way. I hope that they are also rooting for us until they come up against us. And then I hope that they want to knock us out. I want to see that same fire because I have that same belief in them then that I do now. But I just have that faith that this team that we have together now is going to do some amazing, amazing things.
Yeah, we'll see. And someone who has your back, thank you for the stream lab, Ambling Soul, SWAG, Squad, Drip.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you.
We love it. So,
speaking of Ambling Soul, though, we do have some Patreon questions that were asked before the show, so I wanted to bring those up. So Tushka Productions said, awesome job, #Ultimate Crew, for booking this stacked episode. Does StreamYards even have enough spots for the crew? 2 guests and Kaiser's ego?
And I thought I was the John Cryer. My goodness.
That's valid.
And then Cheryl goes, Winston, what costumes will you be wearing for your first match of the year?
Oh my God, I haven't even thought about that.
Can you wear a scout outfit?
Oh shit, wear a scout outfit? I might do that.
Go full Captain Levi on mofo. Come in, like, don't die on me today.
I don't hate that. Oh, you know what I should get? Fuck. All right, I gotta make a purchase. I'm gonna do that on the show because I just remembered I actually have the perfect thing for one of 2 said matches. But I don't want to give it away, mainly because I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't figured out what I'm wearing. So that just shortly to answer that question.
I like the new format here. The new format of the show. Let's watch Winston shop on Amazon. That should be fun. Motherfucker's gonna get some vitamin C tablets while he's at it. Maybe a new pair of sneakers.
How do you think we get money on the show? Now it's just like, oh, wow, what's that product? Wow, that looks shiny and good and fun for everyone.
Can we just say my favorite question that was asked before the show started was by Winston, like, can I call this man a motherfucker? Okay, roll the camera.
And then we have one last question. Kaiser, I think you'll like this one. Darren Wright goes, John, how good is the faction trophy going to look in the dungeon at the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, Zipper can come over for a visit, polish it, and leave. You know what I mean? That's pretty much how it's going to go down. I mean, I might. He can have. I'll feed him. We can have lunch. We'll have lunch. We'll sit down. But no, I think it's going to look. I think it's going to look good on the mantle. We'll pass it around like the Stanley Cup. You know, we'll let Dan Murrell hold on to it first. You know, he's Clint Eastwood this year. He's the Pale Rider. He's coming to town. He's cleaning everybody out. It's going to be ugly. You're not going to like this Dan Murrell. He's just I'm looking at a completely different guy, and he's starting to freak me out a little bit.
I'm excited to see Dan. This to me is something that I've waited years for. Like I've been with the Schmoedown since season 1, and this is like to see Dan go through all these different phases of from retiring on the spot, throwing Christian the biggest wild card. I think Christian would even attest, like the biggest wild card he's ever been thrown on the spot in the middle of a match. Dan retiring, and then to see Dan come back, still be great, and now to be greater, he has to become the thing he's hated most.
I got on a Zoom with Dan yesterday. I said, Champ, how's the studying going? He paused, and he just held up a stack of notebooks. And he just set them down. I'm like, all right, so let's run this quiz. And there you go. You know what I mean? This guy's on another level this year.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, like, looking at the upcoming, like, roster of, or not roster, but just the schedule of matches, like, of the 3 matches that the dungeon is scheduled for, 2 of your players are former champions. Like, is that element of having that added pressure of these are people that used to hold the belt something that you also factor in as well as just general studying, or is that just kind of thrown out the window? You're shaking your head. I'm assuming it's the latter.
There's zero pressure ever. When you get in the room and you start training, it's like no one's a champion. Listen, we're names on a piece of paper right now. We ain't won anything yet. So it's time to go out and prove it. All right. So I'm not going to go out there and call us the champions, just yet. There's a lot of work to do, but everyone's putting it in. So that's all I care about. It one day at a time. Is everyone getting the training they need? Is everyone getting what they need? And that's all I'm not looking at 365 days from now. I'm looking at tomorrow, That's how you got to take it. There's just too many matches this year. There's too many competitors. Stakes are way too high, and it's just a whole new thing.
That's that. I mean, and that is the part where I highly respect Kaiser, because he gets it, and I think that that's the big thing. People like to look in the short term in this league. I think that that's the only reason that I truly lost Manager of the Year, because we did that shit from top to bottom. We didn't have to wait halfway through the season to be a force. We were a force from the start, and we finished strong. And yes, we finished second, but like, look who started in first and ended up in fourth. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at how a lot of the shit played out, and we went hard, and that was because we took it a day at a time. This match, now this match, now this match, now this tournament, now this tournament, now that, like, you need to focus on the here and now. You have a general roadmap for where you want to be, but you need to focus on the actual turn in front of you.
Listen, if you're training everybody as best as you possibly can, and they're doing all the work on their own, if they go out and lose, there's no shame in that. There's zero shame in that, and that's why there's no pressure for anybody to win or lose. We know we're going to win, especially starting against this man right here, but there's no pressure to do it.
God damn it. I forgot how funny Kaiser is. That's my motherfucker right there. You with them jokes, bro. You going to put Mark Ellis out the job. You keep talking like that. It's hilarious.
Hey, his name's on the marquee for a reason and not mine. That's how that works.
And Kaiser, you talk about changing it up on this show. We got some new things going on, some bells and whistles, as we are so grateful to be part of the Outlaw Nation now.
How'd that all go down? When you guys send you guys whatever Canadian money he had rolling around in his underwear drawer?
I'm gonna throw this over to Boggs. I haven't heard Boggs a lot. Boggs, you want to take this? You want to take this?
Just do what I do and make fun of yourself, man. That gets your screen time easily on it.
No, it's fine. It's about the Patreon and stuff anyway. And these guys are the stars, not me. So, but yeah, Kaiser, man, just a quick question though before we get the Patreons in. So, people giving obviously Winston a lot of stick for the kind of selling his boy out apparently, but people giving you stick as well by the Jericho pick. What's going on there? What's the lowdown? He said he's not playing obviously until something gets sorted with Roxy. So what's going on?
Chris Jericho will play in 2021. Next question.
That's what I told him that last week, Kaiser. They didn't listen to me. I said there's no way John Kaiser didn't pick up the phone, make the phone call, and everyone's on the same page. All this stuff is just propaganda by the stars. This is just stars-produced propaganda.
I like to answer that question in a very Marshawn Lynch kind of way. Chris Jericho will play in 2021.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yeah, Winston. Something like that, Winston.
Well, like we said before, as we're now part of the Outlaw Nation, we can bring on some $10 and up patrons to ask questions during the show. Our first guest, now our first returning patron to ask questions, is Mr. Canada Rocks, coming on the show. Welcome back to the show, the Canadian Crusher.
Hello, in honor of all the nicknames that have been banned around. How are you guys? Hey, Winston, nice to meet you and all that.
Pleasure.
Hey, I have a question.
Notice how you didn't say it's nice to meet you, Kaiser.
I actually, that's what I was saying, but I honestly, your name popped out of my head because I'm old. I'm 50. Oh. Yeah. No, I actually met Winston before, and I feel really embarrassed because I was saying, nice to meet you, Ka, and I couldn't pull it. And I apologize. And, but
it reminds me of all my ex-girlfriends. They're all trying to forget my name.
No, but I have a question. So my question's this. So last year got some pretty tense with some of the challenges. And we all know that Christian does not like those at all. Like we know that he's not a big fan of those. Now that there's real money involved, do you think that the matches are going to get even more tense? than they were last year, and basically the challenges are just going to get even more petty, possibly.
Go ahead, Winston.
I mean, money obviously will also amplify that, but I think the bigger reason is now coming at this where we're at a second go round. We kind of know the beast that we're up against. We know what it takes to be successful, the amount of hours and time and energy we put into it. I mean, yeah, it's going to get a little chippy. But to be honest with you, to that point, if Christian didn't like challenges so much, you could just take challenges out of the match, but they're in there for a reason. Whether or not they annoy him, I get it. I understand. Like, it slows the flow, like all that kind of stuff. The fact that people, I'll include myself in that. I know Bateman loves to do it, and he's your boy now. Like, some people use challenges just to throw off people's flow. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's a part of the fucking game. Like, if you go watch the NFL, coaches do that all the time. So, but yes, it's gonna get chippy. I guarantee you it will get chippy. So,
my opinion is, if I want to call a challenge, I'll call a challenge.
There you go. I agree. Thank you, Kaiser, for saying what I just said more succinctly. Thank you. Fucking thank you. As a matter of fact, can I applaud you for taking Jericho, by the way? Everybody else is giving you shit about it. I actually want to applaud you for it. Like, this is your fucking faction. Do you, boo-boo. And if anybody
haters.
And if anybody tries to come at you, then tell them to get good enough to become a manager, and then they can make decisions, all right?
Yeah, don't trade him.
There you
Keep
go.
him. Keep him. Don't trade him.
That's some
I
Travis Scott.
agree
like.
100%. I thought it was a great. I thought that was a great pickup, and honestly, even if you have to trade him, I think it'll be worth it. But honestly, I think he's probably going to play for you because I know you can talk anybody into anything, which is awesome. And on that same vein, which is that things are going to get tense, are you guys now going to think maybe less about belts and more about just getting points? Right? Is that at all changing your strategy, or the fact that you might win money is not changing your strategy at all? And feel free to be honest.
I mean, no, because I was out to win regardless. I was out to support my players regardless. That doesn't change how we factor things at all. It's just, if anything, I'll tell you a funny secret. That there are some big name players that we did approach during free agency and see if we would mix things up a little bit and stuff like that. And I got phone calls after phone calls of like, I hate that you're doing this. Don't do this. Don't do this. And I was like, motherfucker, you told me I'm playing for money. All right, I'm winning. I don't give a shit, and I earned it. So I'm gonna do what I want to do. He's like, I mean, yeah, I get it. It's fine. I just hate this. And I was like, no, you're just gonna hate it then. So
I'll tell you one of the things no one really talks about free agency is it's from a manager standpoint and from Winston and I are competitors in our own right, and that we're competitive. You know, we compete as managers, we compete as a faction. We don't play, but just calling everyone up and checking in with everyone and seeing, I had a conversation with Ethan. I mean, why wouldn't I go after Ethan? I don't care if Sam knows it. Of course, I'm going to call Ethan Irwin and see if he's a free. I don't care who you are or who you play for, except that. But I think Oyama was a little offended I didn't call him. I'm like, I knew where you were going. I didn't need to call you. You know what I mean? But I told him eventually he'll make his way home, but not this season. But just talking to Irwin, it was so funny. If we talked Schmoedown for 10 minutes and then we talked just entertainment and stuff, the industry for 50 minutes after that, talking with Dimilana, you know what I mean? I just catching up with him. He was high on my list. I thought I had a shot at maybe getting him.
Oh, I finished that sentence in my head. I thought you were like, he was high. I was like, damn, you just gonna put
Dimilana was high as fuck, and so is I. No, but it's cool. Just
clip it, aggregators. Clip it.
I just like catching up with everyone, seeing where they're at, just letting everyone know that you're still interested in them. You know, and just because it didn't work out this season, who knows who you see down the line on your team. And so I like that component of free agency of I'll reach out to everyone. I will call everybody. I don't care if you got a belt. I don't care what. I will call you and I will talk to you and we'll see what's up.
So then why did poor Mark Andreyko say nobody called me? What the hell, Kaiser?
I may have had a conversation with Mark Andreyko.
I'm just making sure because every single show he said, ain't nobody calling my ass, and I'm a champion. It's kind of bullshit. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. But it would be nice to know.
I may have had a conversation with Mark Andreyko because, first of all, I'm a huge fan of. There's certain people in this league who it's hard for me not to be a fan of. You know what I mean? And then Draco's at the top of that list. He's just a brilliant writer and funny human. I mean, he's a soundbite machine. Like him and Jay are very similar. They're just whip smart comedians. They know hot takes. The Mike brand of humor is Jay and Draco. So I'm big fans of that dude.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question, man.
Yeah, no problem. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to this season. And honestly, this year, even more so than last year, I think it's going to be the managers' year. You guys are like last year. I went, holy shit, they're the real stars of the league now. So, and you two are some of the best. So I'm honestly can't wait to see which manager comes up on top this year. So good luck to both of you.
But me and Winston started out as managers. They had 500 patrons, new patrons in that day alone. 500.
Because the shit talk level just went out the roof, man. That's why I'm excited. I hope you know. Like you know how Gucci put up binders and binders of the people he wasn't going to draft. I have come up
dossier.
I've come up with a binder upon binder of just shit talk for your ass for a couple of weeks, bro. 2 matches now. I had to prepare myself.
Yeah, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there.
I can't wait.
All right,
Canada Rocks, thank you so much for hanging out. We're going to move on to the next patron who's been anxiously waiting in the depths of our production studio. It is 50 Shades of Geek. Come on down. You're the next contestant on the Ultimate Schmoedown.
Wow, this is the second week in a row I have to follow up Raiko, so I'm sensing a pattern here. Okay, so priorities first. Winston, priority 1, Winston. I'm sorry I exist. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What are you talking about?
Sorry about this CN Live. I'm so sorry you hate me so much.
No, I don't hate you. It's just I'm not a big fan of like puns and dad jokes, but you bring Ben Goddard happiness, so that's all that matters. And you're a lovely human being, so that you're good. I just every time I hear a joke, I'm just like
$30 from 50 Shades of Geek.
Hey, Shades, what do you got sitting there next to you? Is that a Keebler elf? What is that?
It's a camel.
Oh,
It's a camel.
the angle it was at. Okay.
Is that a disco camel? Does he have an afro?
No, it's got a keeper.
Oh no, but on his head. On his head.
It's another keeper of sorts.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Did you think he said something else, Colin?
I'm gonna hide.
For those who don't know, 50 is in Israel. So
Yeah, I don't need you, right? We have camels around here. By the way, Saul, nice to see that your internet is fine. Just saying. For now, it is. Oh, where's Kaiser gone? Anyway, since Kaiser's not here, let's talk shit about Kaiser when he's not listening. Okay.
Just went to get a beer. That's all. He just wanted a beer.
Okay, so Winston, you're up first.
All right.
I think I said this to you on stereo, but maybe it just cut off at some point. Last year, you did something I thought was impossible, making me root for Paul Oyama. You took a player I absolutely hated. No offense, Kaiser. You took a player I absolutely hated, and just made me root for him and love him.
That's a compliment.
Do not do the same for Chandru. I hate him. I want to keep hating him. Saul knows how much I hate him. Just make sure I keep hating him even after he loses his belt tomorrow, and then she gives it away to the Smets next year.
That's cute that you think he's gonna lose the belt tomorrow, but
nobody wants him to win this match, except maybe his landlord, and that's it. Nobody wants this guy to win.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I will. I'm also gonna go on a limb and say my mama, because my mama always wants me to succeed.
Right,
so there's that. Yo, that dude you owe $50 to wants me to win it because he's tired of your bullshit and he thinks maybe if you get humbled, you might pay him back. Like, there's
I don't know how you know about my debts all of a sudden. Someone's leaking information.
Look, bro, if I already told you, I need to prepare for your ass, so I know all angles at which to attack you.
Listen, if you're the best at it, so I mean, look, I'm not gonna. You know, if Gucci's the greatest of all time by way of his many Manager of the Year awards he's won.
Manager of the Year,
whatever.
as one of 2 or 3 managers.
By default for 3 years in a row. Just saying.
I gotta say it's a toss-up for the Golden Mike Award between me and Winston. Ain't nobody got a shot at that ever.
With Jay retired, he's the only one that I could see that could give us a run
I'd
for our
say
money.
that's a coin flip any given season.
Because like I love me some Shannon, but Shannon's disses pretty much equate to calling the people that worship her nerds. Like that's her shit talk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if she knows that there are actually people who like actively acknowledge that she does a great job. Sometimes there are people out there. I was one of them last year, and there was she's like, everybody hates it. Everybody hates me. No one likes me. I make bad decisions all the time, and look at me now. And we're like, yeah, but you're great. And we know you're great. But we know who's saying you're bad.
I'm so tired of you saying I'm bad, Colin.
I go in these Facebook groups, and all I see is this, that, the third, and the fourth.
I mean, going on Facebook is your first mistake. 50 Shades, how you doing? What's your question, dude?
I had a question for Kaiser. Well, not so much a question and more of a statement. My statement was, Jericho says he's only going to play for Roxy. Roxy could have drafted him. She didn't. That tells you something. You did. And if anyone can make Jericho play for anyone other than Kaiser, other than Roxy, it's you.
Chris Jericho will play in 2021.
I totally believe that. I do not believe the whole I don't play for anyone except Roxy. Kaiser, he's got that magic. The Kaiser magic, as I call it.
The magic stick. They wrote a song about it.
Whoa, no.
The number of times I've already had to go under my desk as a bit. We can't be having this many sound bites.
Oh God, no! I just had to turn my camera off. I can't be a part of this.
I'm a big 50 fan. He's a big fan of the Dungeon. I mean, let's be real. 50 wore a Dungeon hoodie at his last show. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't know that he still did shows in 2021, Grandpa.
Yes.
He opened for Dave Chappelle in Ohio.
He went to the Chappelle thing, and he was wearing a Dungeon hoodie.
Can I just acknowledge that you said 50 and I immediately thought you were talking about me, so
the other 50.
Yeah, well, you opened for Dave Chappelle 50. I don't know how you could forget that.
The other 50.
Yeah, the better 50.
I believe it's pronounced 50.
I think you could take him in a rap battle. I like your chances.
No.
Thank you for the question, man.
By the way, Kaiser, do you know that if Fiddy does a show with Nickelback, it's a 45-cent show?
Oh, good at math and terrible at jokes. God bless your soul.
50, thank you so much for hanging out. Hope to see you.
You're trying to give Kaiser a compliment and you get shit all over your face. That's classic Kaiser.
Boom. Wouldn't want to go the other way.
That's what I like to hear.
50, thanks so much for hanging out.
Swaganda forever. Swaganda forever.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
I thought this was... What channel is this show on? I'm
Winston, be honest.
What's up?
If I had to hide for a little while, you'd still take me into Swag Honda, right? You put me. Okay, I wanted to make sure.
Kaiser, I know we're not supposed to, drop, like on these shows and shit. I got your back. We've said it a million times. I see you in the Schmoedown arena. I'll beat your ass. But everything outside of it.
Hey, didn't they have to hold down Bucky for a little while so he didn't freak out?
You can put him on ice, bro. I'll just throw you on ice real quick.
Yeah.
But they say, oh great, another white boy.
Another white boy for me to fix. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
That's why I figured I'd have a chance.
You wake up, they're like, get back, colonizer. That's my favorite joke in any of those movies is when she calls him a colonizer. That's fucking fantastic. We have one more patron of Patreon to come on in, and it is Drunken Prayer. Bring him on. Welcome on, sir. How are you?
There you go. Nice to meet you, man. Finally.
Welcome on.
What's going on, brother?
God bless you, Drunken Prayer.
Hey, Kaiser. Thank you very much, Kaiser. Met you before, unfortunately.
You met me before?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, on Rocha's show.
No fucking shit. How do I forget? You're tough to forget. Let me be honest. How did I forget you?
Yeah, Pages.
You look like you beat the shit out of Mark Wahlberg in one of those Boston movies.
I was gonna say he looked like he was the Friar Tuck in the Robin Hood relaunch. Come on without me, I'll take all of these motherfuckers. Just like
Ding, give Winston a point there.
I wasn't expected this from Kaiser, not from you.
Oh, it's nothing but love. It's nothing. I think the thing that got washed away in this past season, and Kaiser's called it. Like he was like, as far as anybody that he feels like it would be a real toe-to-toe going on the mic at each other. I was censoring myself a lot this season to just be nice, but like, I not necessarily have fans, but I feel like this season, like I'm not gonna all of a sudden become a bad guy, but I will probably let loose the dogs of war, the hounds of war, whatever that is, and really just cut promos on people. Like I'm excited about it.
As Alex Cooper said, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
I was 40 votes shy of keeping my muzzle on, and now I'm gonna let it go, bro.
Well, sir, what is your question for these five managers?
Funnily enough, the Alice Cooper thing segues perfectly into it. You've been asked quite a few times what song without regardless of copyright, what song you would have as your entrance music. I want to know what band, if you could pick one, you would have write an original song for your factions. Living or dead.
Fuck,
I'll make it even harder.
I mean, look, while there's a number of people outside of it, you want to talk about loyalty? Matthew Reed, bro, he wrote the best fucking faction song there was last season, in Drippin' and Swagoo, and the kid's got some talent, so I would continue to support that young artist, man.
You asked the tough questions. And this could change tomorrow. But
it's Beethoven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
I'm going to say, I'll say the Deftones probably be a good one.
Ooh, nice.
Sick.
Yeah, that's good.
That'd be a good one I think they'd fit in just perfect.
You know what? The only other option that I might say is UGK, Bun B and Pimp C. I might have them write a new swag theme, bro.
Yes, do it right now.
Oh,
Wait, just pull Pimp C from the dead and be like, "Yo, player, I need you to write me a song that you can rest in peace again."
Go get one of Maximoff and you can go rising from the dead.
If I had to pick a hip hop band, I'd probably pick Mobb Deep.
Okay.
To do a dungeon theme.
That'd be good.
Either that or Nas. Probably toss up between those two.
You need to get D12. Them guttural motherfuckers would be great for you.
I love Eminem and I love.
We need their single salsa for D12.
Right.
I'm down with all that. Anything Detroit, I'm with.
I love it. Drunken Prayer, anything else for these guys?
Yeah, do a follow-up question. This is just for Soul.
Okay.
And Winston and Kaiser. Will you please tell Tushka that my idea for an album of soft classic rock covers sung exclusively by Jar Jar Binks' voices is amazing?
Wait, what?
Next time he comes on.
Wait, what?
Saul knows what I'm talking about.
Yes. Some fun in the Discord, which can happen if you become a John Rocha Patreon, is we were talking about different songs that you would put Jar Jar Binks' voice to it. So we talked last night about
1,000% to WAP. I can't do a Jar Jar impression.
Certified freak!
Yeah.
7 days a week!
I actually thought one earlier on, so Misa so horny.
Oh, wow. That's the winner right there.
Misa need a bucket and a mop because Misa got the wet ass pussy.
See, I told you we were on to a winner. Tushka didn't believe me.
I've been trying to forget that character since I saw it in the theater, and I'm like, but you all just got to bring him back.
But wait a minute, have you seen Josh Robert Thompson doing Jar Jar done by Morgan Freeman?
Yes, that is better than the Jar Jar. I mean,
it's so good.
That's better than the movie.
So good. I don't think I've laughed
great.
that hard all of 2020. That was the funniest fucking moment, man.
No, he crushed that.
Well, Drunken Prayer, thank you so much for hanging out and bringing some form of craziness back to the show. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Nice to meet you.
Woo! And next, we got 2 more patrons coming on in. Next up,
Wait a minute, yo, motherfuckers. What's good? Before we answer the question, I just want to share the good news. I guess me putting in 70-hour weeks, I just got a motherfucking raise. I'm getting a 50% raise, bitch. Let's go.
Can you talk about what you're working on, or no, Winston?
Has nothing, no correlation.
No, I can't say what, but yeah, no, I'm excited, bro.
That's awesome.
I fucking need that shit. I need that shit.
Winston, what would you think E40?
Funny.
I was thinking E40 for your.
Ooh, E40 would be good too. E40.
Yeah, I know Tavishka said Tech9, but that's just because he's from.
Yo, E40 and fucking Too Short on the swag track.
Right?
I love
Bitch, swag. Just like, ooh.
Just remix I'm from Oakland, though.
Right.
And get it
right.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
And don't think the backwards hat is me having any affiliation with Kaiser. It just kind of happened that way. But respect for both
You
of
need to
I think
cripple a
you
little
all two are
bit,
the
cousin.
best
You
two
got to
trash
turn it to the
talkers in
side a
league.
little bit if you want to be like me.
No, y'all two are definitely the best two trash talkers. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next two matches. Y'all just going at it. But my question is like, you know how the NBA, when you draft a player, then they end up getting traded off like during the draft. Do you ever take that approach? I know it happened with Marisol just because of how that kind of worked out. Like you knew she was going to try and get her back. Do you ever like approach it to where, you know, you take value as like Winston in like fantasy football later rounds, you just take value, like whatever's there is there, not really be gunning for them or anything. But would you like draft and be like, all right, I immediately want to move them? Like, have you ever taken that approach? I know these are real human beings, not just fantasy players or anything like that, but that is something that could be, as the league progresses, I can see something like that happening. Do you think that is being controversial, and how would you take that approach, and how would you know, as a manager?
Yeah, I think you 1,000% do that. I think honestly, what you want to do is you want to find pieces that you could sit there and you're like, no, I'm with them. I'm in this. Like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's a difference in the sense that, like, the only way that I could see that is if you're like, I already have 4 IG players and I see that the last functioning IG player is on the board and I could use that to, like, you know, squeeze something out of Roxy or squeeze something out of, you know, like Sam. You know, Kaiser, the funny thing is I would do that to Kaiser, but Kaiser's not one to be played. I know better. Like, I know if I come with Kaiser, it has to be on some dice shit, because it has to be somewhere I have a shot to chance my way out with him, because he's not going. He wouldn't
be like
go
making a deal with yourself. Like, how am I going to get
exactly? But yes, I think that is just like fantasy football. That is very much the case. But that wasn't the mentality I went in with this. The mentality with this was, who do I believe in, and who do I feel like if I ride with them that we're going to kick ass? That's where my mind was for this. But I respect and think that is a very viable thing to do.
All right, you want me to answer the question now, or did he give you a good enough?
No, I like both your views on it.
Okay.
You're two different people and have different approaches to it.
I didn't know if that was for Winston only, Josh.
No,
My bad.
it was for both.
No, I think different players bring different values, different skill sets, different. Now, I mean, it's interesting as we enter this sort of celebrity aspect of the game. Like, I don't know about Winston, but I was kind of looking at it like its own division. I was like, well, you need 4 IG, you need 3 Star Wars, you need 4 single, 2 celebrities. You know what I mean? Because they're going to get those matches. You know, I mean, my plan was to get Jericho and Brittany. Those were my 2 celebrities I was targeting. Well, I got one, I didn't get the other, and we'll see how things play out. But no, I mean, for me, you got to weigh which yes, I mean. Winston's smart. If someone's got some value and you don't quite have room for them, but there's somebody who's lacking, yeah, you take that player. What's the worst that happens? You drop them and pick up somebody new. Now with the fan league going on, the PFL, whatever the hell it's called, we're gonna be looking to take talent out of that pool. So I could see those last couple spots maybe being a little flexible as records start to take shape and rookies start to prove themselves, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a different year, Josh, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, because wasn't one year the Timberwolves took 4 point guards or something like that in the draft? It was ridiculous.
Yeah, one of them wasn't Stephen Curry. They took Johnny Flynn instead.
Yeah, they took Johnny Flynn.
Morons.
Yeah,
no wonder that organization never wins anything.
Yeah, so that's where I was like, I can see that when the Marisol trade happened, like just how that all worked out. I was like, wonder with this many more players added to the roster, especially with the fan leagues, that's going to become more of a norm. Do you think? Both of you think that's going to happen? A lot more trading.
I'll just tell you this, and this is the reason why for me the Marisol thing didn't make sense. I get that you got 2 additional players technically in that first round ish. If they collectively, because remember, she's not only a singles player, you have now put her back on her powerhouse team of deception. If Marisol out-earns those 2 when it comes to points, which is very feasible because of how talented she is, Do you understand how much of that's going to blow up in her face? Because it cool. For the draft, that worked out well. So she got what for 8 and 9? It was. Does anybody have the draft up?
I got
for 8 and you've got it, Colin.
So sorry. What were we looking for?
8 and 9. Who did she draft at 8 and 9?
She goes Thomas Harper, and then
Alonzo Duralde.
Alonzo Duralde, the Saul, and then Mark Riley. So she gets the Alonzo and Saul, are I believe
Alonzo and Saul, the two that she got for that.
The back to back.
So again, Saul only plays IG, and then Alonzo will play singles and teams. But again, I know part of that schedule, but part of that he's also kind of had a bad run of like actually winning matches. If Marisol with her singles and her team Deception, which is a powerhouse team already, if Marisol out earns, guess who lost that trade? Period. That's just what it is. Which is why if I would have done that trade, if I was going to do something similar, it would have been I need 3 picks from you.
100%. I agree with you.
I need to fleece you because if you want it that bad, I want everything. That's not. That's why I'm like good for Kate for making that work. But let's see if the value pays out by the time the season's over.
Yeah, definitely not to knock Kate in the Den by any means, but from the way you two were talking, it doesn't sound like this was that the Den was the only person that got the faction that got this phone call. So I mean, assume other people got the same offer, at least for for something like that.
I mean, they asked what, but like it didn't make sense to really ask me because I guess it could have because of the third, like asking about my third spot.
Right.
But I made it pretty clear. I was like, sure, I'll do it, but I want your first, your second, and you need to convince Kaiser to give me the first number 1 overall pick. You do that, and I'll consider it. But if you don't do that, then no, I won't do it. And they're like, and they stopped talking to me. Then they stopped talking to me, and I was like, okay.
Well,
yeah, I think Kate made it work as far as the talent she got, but I 100% would have held out for more.
Definitely. Well, Josh, thank you so much for hanging out, man. We appreciate you. Whew. We are moving through these patrons. This is awesome. I love this new facet of the show, bringing on some new voices. Last but not least, we got Tushka coming in, throwing some heat. What's up, Bob?
What's up, y'all?
What up, my boy?
What's going on, Winston? How we doing, man?
Look, man, I just got told I'm getting more money, so I'm fucking great.
Hey, there you go, man. Book a flight to OKC. Let's go do it, man.
I was talking. Get me a vaccine. You got a vaccine hook up in OKC? I'll be there tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, man, my tribe, we got storage facility full of them. So we'll
okay, word.
Yeah, we got you. Word. Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing, Kaiser? What's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Doing well, man. I gotta give you a shout out, man. I pull out your voice every now and then just to make John Rocha laugh a little bit from time to time. Listen here, Rocha. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just bullshit when we're in the chat sometimes, but I appreciate you and appreciate.
Start with the well. You got to start with the well.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I mean, that's how we all start, right? We go from the well.
Well, yeah.
Well.
Winston did a pretty good one there.
You think that I'm just gonna let Smets be out here and not come and smash all your faces? Well, you got something wrong.
I would love to see Winston do a 5-minute stand-up set as me. I think he could do it without prepping. I think if he just went out there and they said, be Kaiser, be this asshole, I think he could totally wing it.
Do you not know I was washing my pig in the bathtub 5 minutes before the show? Piggy Smalls
where is Piggy Smalls? That's the most important question. How's Piggy Smalls doing?
Thanks, man.
He's napping now. He was a pain in the ass all day today. Some days he wakes up, he just doesn't shut up. It's never enough. He can't have enough walks. He can't have enough, treats. He was just in a mood. But now he's sleeping, and so we're going to leave him alone for a little while. He's like me. He's testy. You know what I mean? You don't want to having a bad day. Leave him alone.
It's an irritable pig that needs a nap, apparently.
Yeah. He's a spoiled son of a bitch. That's for true. That's for true.
Well, I'm sorry for showing up late. I overnapped this afternoon, actually. But my question is for of course for the managers, but really, I mean, even for everybody else here in the chat, at least visually. After SWAG and Dungeon, who do you think is like the third biggest threat as far as for the league right now?
I'm going to tell you this, honestly, Bobby Gucci and Finstock Exchange, because if they go on a run, everyone's going to be looking real stupid, aren't they? So watch him, because Winston had his eye on the kid from the Tick. I did too. What's it? Griffin.
Griffin
Kid
Newman.
from the Tick.
Yeah. Griffin Newman,
Winston and I both knew about him. Oyama has been listening to his
did.
podcast for 1,000 years. I was hot on him. I mean,
Bro.
look, hey, not for nothing, Swag, but Paul kind of told me, like, once the draft had settled and we both talked about how we were gunning for him, he kind of explained how things were looking for
you. Do you understand now why I'm out here in these streets? Like, will y'all stop asking, hey, who would be a good person to draft? Do your motherfucking research. That literally happened because someone in the fucking Facebook group was like, Paul Oyama really loves Griffin. And then all of a sudden that got Craig told me, he goes, we gonna take Griffin before Paul has a chance to be happy. Like, what the fuck?
Everyone's going to be running around with their tail between their legs if this Finstock exchange goes on a run.
Right.
That's the call I was always interested about when it comes to draft stuff. I mean, I know NFL GMs, NBA GMs, they all talk to each other. Everybody knows what's going on. There's only 80 y'all, so I know, it's a real tight circle. So those calls being had, y'all knew what was going on. So Winston, I mean, this is a similar question to you, like, you might feel a little more comfortable that Ace might have felt, right? Like you didn't necessarily. You might have had a little inclination that he might have been there for you to be able to stockpile up some assets before needing to take him, simply just because the man doesn't have a match right now. Played into a little bit of the reason he fell.
I mean, there's a number of things there, and it was one of those situations that, again, I thought that people would remember what Ace did, and I just didn't think he was going to be there for us at first. And then when I saw the way that they were certain players were valuing, certain managers were valuing other things, I was like, oh my God, exactly that. I feel like you said, I can get value here, and I think that I can still get my boy back. That is where that mentality was at.
That definitely feels like the conversation Ace has mentioned numerous times. Like, he talked to you afterwards and felt a bit of, he felt more comfortable after hearing why you did it. Yeah, and it was definitely, in the moment, everybody's watching the draft, and he does the whole, like, I take this personally thing.
And everybody was like, how fucking dare we,
Chip Boggs, over there! Right above you.
Well, what are you doing, man? He got more points than the Dungeon did all season, man. Like, come on, you're selling the guy out.
No, but that's the thing.
You cried when he won, man. You cried when he won live on Twitch.
And I did. It was very. It was. But you just have to remember, this is not
chess,
just
right? Chess, not checkers.
It's chess, not chess. It's hollow chess, not checkers. Because we're talking about Star Wars players here, man. Like, you have to be able to be willing to potentially lose a particular moment in order to win the overall game. And as far as the draft went, I won the overall game there. It was a dangerous move, but it worked in my favor.
It's okay. Upset City is just going to continue.
All I did was try to slightly upset Ace so that he used that to upset everybody else. That's what that was. I've
been trying to come up with, like, the app, like, Star Wars metaphor for the two of them. I think the rule of two works.
I like
because
that.
they're like the Sith, and it's the constant craving of the power that the other holds.
I like
and
that.
Neither one of them has really claimed whether they are the master or the apprentice. Laura has the slight edge from just having a match scheduled, but both of them have the chance to take over that title of master. So I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Forgive me. Is there any other quick question? Because on top of being told of said raise, I'm now being told that means I need to get my black ass back to work. So
no,
is there
I
anything
believe
else
that
going
that
on?
is a fine wrap up.
Yeah.
Winston, thank you so much for hanging out, man. We appreciate you.
Of course.
Tushka, you too, man. Thanks so much for hanging out,
Hey,
brother. We
appreciate y'all.
you.
Take care.
It was
Good
an
talking
honor.
to you, brother. Good talking to you.
Hey, Kaiser,
Likewise,
good talking to you, Fiska, of course. But yo, Kaiser, I'll call your ass now that I can drink again and whole 30 is over, bitch. We got to have a drink, man.
It's been a minute since you and I have had a old boy convo.
Yes, sir. We got to fix that.
Yeah, talk to you soon.
Fantastic.
All right.
Dude,
peace.
we're honored to have y'all on the show. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Kaiser, dude, you know you're my guy. I got to ask you one question. Who you got tomorrow?
It's $1 million question, huh? So I'm going to put it to you two ways. There's things, as they call them, prop bets in the Super Bowl.
I got some pulled up.
Yeah, okay. What is the odds on Tampa Bay scoring first? Because that's my favorite bet. If you're going to put your money somewhere tomorrow, bet on Tampa to score first. I feel
That's
like
a good one.
they walk away with a field goal at least. But I want to pull for Tom Brady. The problem here is Patrick Mahomes' receivers are way, 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 way better than Tampa Bay's defensive backs. And I feel like if this thing turns into a shootout, they're going to beat them by 3.5, and therefore you should probably bet Kansas City, or 3. I don't know what the line is now.
I think it's getting there. I think it's pretty close.
I'm not touching it.
Not
okay?
touching the line.
I'm not touching the game. Maybe I'll get that prop one in on.
I'm thinking about the national anthem. I think I might try and make some money off the national anthem.
How the hell do you bet on the national?
I bet on the under on how long it'll take.
Are you shitting me? That's a real bet.
I shit you not. Somebody went outside of Hard Rock Casino Stadium in Miami, Florida, no. It's Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Excuse me. And stood outside with a phone and listened to the practice and has a video of the time that it took to sing the national anthem, and that is a prop bet. Right now, it's at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So
look who's
You
in.
brought up Miami and made me happy for.
Sorry, I thought of you. You're here. I automatically think everything in Florida is Miami, unless it's Disney World.
Can you put up the Tim Franco comment real quick?
Let's bring that up, Sean.
You see what we're talking about here? Everybody wants to be in the dungeon. This is a smart guy. Now, even when he was in that horrific train wreck of a faction, I always knew he was one of the smartest guys in the league. So when this guy comes back, you bet your ass he's going to be wearing one of those dungeon hoodies for sure.
You heard it here
first. That's a bad
first.
man right there. That's a bad man. You don't want to piss that guy off. The tank.
Okay.
Well, Kaiser, we appreciate you hanging out, man. We'll let you go. Mollie over here.
As usual, continue to pull for the amazing Mara Knopic, who's going to come out there and knock this kid out. It's going to happen. We've never been more prepared in our life for anybody. And when you got Smash City on your side, and you got Parker, and you got Dan Murrow, who might be an IG champion someday, training you, it ain't going to be a good look. It ain't going to be a good look when he's got to go to FedEx and send the dungeon that belt. It really ain't.
Shots fired on the way out. Well, folks, that is the Dungeons manager himself, John Kaiser. We'd like to thank you so much for hanging out with us, sir. You are welcome back anytime, of course.
Tell your boss, John Rocha, to give you guys a little something extra in the paycheck this week. Because you know, I'm sure you made more money with me and Winston on the show. You guys should get a cut of that. You know what I mean? If he gives you any static, just give me a call. I'll have a couple of the boys go down there.
I know how to find you.
Yeah. And if you can't find me, call Vinny the Ice Pick. He can usually round up a couple people.
Got you.
Right.
He seems live. He seems, like a good guy. We'll reach out.
He's got a lot of friends in low places, that guy.
remember Kaz, you owe us that dungeon special that you promised us.
What was that?
You just said, to get your players in and have like a whole, just everyone on
this was
screen.
before you made moves, bro. You were like, we're going to bring the dungeon on.
Before you got the best team in the league, this was.
Oh, I see. You want to do a dungeon takeover someday.
Yeah.
How many can we squeeze in, Bogsy? How many people?
There's 10 altogether, right?
I think it's 10.
You're saying you want to get the whole crew?
No, I mean whoever's available.
I could probably get 3, 2 or 3.
That'll work.
Whatever you want, man. Anything you want. Anything you
do
want. Whoever you can get, man.
Well, you get Parker for sure. I mean, that guy's he's always there for you. That's Mr. Reliable, Mr. Spider. Get ready for him this year. Oh my God.
I'm ready for your squad,
talk about
man.
a guy
I ain't
who's
sleeping
just
on you.
been waiting. Like training started the day after he lost his last match. Like, oh, he is fired up, man. He is fired up. And for all you Ben Bateman haters out there, I don't envy you in life. You're probably very boring people because Ben Bateman is an enabler. We all know this. Ben Bateman is an enabler. He's going to enable us to the faction title this year. You can bet your ass on that.
Well, you heard it here. That is the final word from the Dungeons manager, John Kaiser. Thank you so much, sir. We will see you next time, and we will see the dungeon in the field of battle going up against SWAG. But, folks, you'd think that'd be the show. We have 2 Schmoedown managers. That's it. We're going to wrap it up. Correction. We have one more person. And I would love it if John Barr would bring on our next guest.
Yeah. This next guest is a phenomenal performer, writer, comedian, all-around wonderful guy. He's doing a really funny web series right now called Look on the Bright Side, at Look on the BS on Twitter. which is fun. He's kind of been doing a very funny look back at some of the arguably worst things going on in the world right now with the fellow comedian Matt Baymel. He's had folks like Hal Rudnick on, who people would know, Jeff May as well. He's kind of involved in the sideshow scene, and Danielle Radford as well. So definitely a very fun web series to check out. And yes, he did formerly compete in the Schmoedown in years past, but all that pales in comparison to the fact that he is just an all-around, real-life, very good person, and someone I'm very honored to call a friend as well, and I'm just very happy to have him on. Erik Barnes. Erik, how you doing, man?
What a... I am floored at such a lovely introduction. How's it going, everybody? Thank you.
Of course, I had to do that for you, man. Like, I not only do I just legitimately like you that much, but also, like, I just wanted to make sure people check out Look on the Bright Side, because I've been watching it every week, and I'm just like, this is great. I love it.
Oh, thanks. Really appreciate it, John.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very good.
Good.
You look different without the helmet, I guess.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I see what's happening, and this is, I think, been a point of confusion.
My ex-roommate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a bit of a character, so that's a bit much. But in any case, Look on the Bright Side. It's a web series that I'm doing, and I'm also still following the Schmoedown stuff. But that's sort of what's going on. And thanks for having me on the show. And I don't know what's next. Let's have ourselves a chat. Bye, Colin.
Colin had to jump away.
I had enough of this. There's no war, father. Boo. Okay.
Protest. Yeah.
If that's anyone's thought, they're a goddamn fool. You definitely want to stick around for this, and it's wonderful, man. Erik, obviously, being my real life friend, you are someone who I immediately just wanted to kind of like talk to. And you and I had a little bit of a conversation. Obviously, your roommate not getting drafted. I've said it on this show specifically. A season called War without the Warfather, that doesn't make a lick of sense. But kind of how were you and your roommate feeling as far as how that whole draft situation shook out?
It's a break kayfabe and all that bullshit. I mean, not getting picked sucks, but the Schmoedown doesn't live rent free in my head. I have other things. I have other stuff, and Christian and I'm flattered that he said this on such a public forum, and privately he thinks he was very bummed that I wasn't drafted. And we're talking. We're going to see what happens. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited to kind of see that. As someone who's kind of been in the game before, I was kind of curious, like, as far as watching how the game has evolved. And this is, again, something that we kind of talked about, and seeing how the draft has kind of influenced, I guess, or kind of informed what this show will look like kind of moving forward. What was kind of the most striking thing to you about as far as, like, seeing the game change over the past couple years?
There's a heavy... that's the thing, is I think we're kind of, based on what I'm seeing, we're kind of in a growing space and trying to see, well, what the Schmoedown is in the midst of redefining what it is and trying to figure that out, because it is part competition, part entertainment show, and it's trying to find that happy middle. And I think some things are working, and I think some things still need some work. And it all depends on how successful Season 8 is. It all depends on what Skybound wants. It all depends on what Christian's vision is for the Schmoedown. I have my preferences of what I want to see or what interests me versus what someone else's. I definitely want to see more casual fans come in and get some more eyes on the Schmoedown that because the diehards, God bless them, they're the lifeblood. But if we want this thing to continue to grow, we kind of have to figure out what exactly who we want as our audience, on top of retaining the devoted fan base that has already been cultivated.
Absolutely, and that is also, again, interesting to kind of think about as well, because you've been involved in other sorts of these kind of like very geeky kind of shows and communities. Obviously, Tournament of Nerds is an example. I forget which one it was that I managed to like actually get up to UCB one day and see you in. I don't think it was one of the ones where you played Gritty, but that's a very fun show where it's like a lot of comedians coming on playing like a lot of, more often than not, like movie characters. And then you kind of came in as well as someone who's been a staple of that show, along with Mark and Draco as well. And so I'm kind of curious as well, just like as far as doing these kinds of like shows that kind of blend just fandom with also then entertainment and performance in his own way. What has kind of been the most fun element for you as far as approaching shows that do kind of have that dual identity or choosing two different grounds?
My focus, and I'm sure this is not a surprise to anyone that has seen me do the Warfather and anything else, is entertain the crowd, then focus on the competition. And whether that's good or bad or indifferent, that's just me and my philosophy. I'm not saying that there's a higher that much higher of a percentage between one or the other, but the fact of the matter is that if folks are having a good time, I think I've done my job. And in terms of winning, in terms of Schmoedown stuff, winning is fantastic. It's something, obviously, if you're in a game or a game show type situation, you are aiming to win. But the thing that's special about the Schmoedown, or at least of Schmoedown's past, and hopefully in the present, is the fact that you're able to have a good time, get some laughs in as well. In terms of Tournament of Nerds and some of the movie fights and Screen Junkies stuff, that I don't remember all the bullshit I've been in the past, but in stuff that's in the nerd sphere and where the nerd sphere and the comedy sphere Venn diagram meet, it's hilarious to me because we get to poke fun at the stuff I love and be able to make and create and subvert all the stuff I grew up on and all the stuff a new generation is growing up on. So,
absolutely, yeah. And I know it's not necessarily, I guess, kind of the same sphere, but I just remembered about wrestling, pro wrestling as well. Which is also, I feel like I'm just naming every single one of your projects because I legitimately, like, on top of being your friend, I'm also like, no, Erik makes such good stuff, and that's part of why I'm just like,
go watch his stuff, guys. Go watch his stuff.
Thank you, Saul. Thank you. I'm also a commentator for Brian Kendrick. If you're familiar in pro wrestling, you know Brian Kendrick's name. He has a comedy promotion in LA called Wrestling Pro Wrestling. Sadly, we haven't had a show since March of last year because of the pandemic, but all those are uploaded on YouTube, and I provide commentary. Not only commentary, but if you go to the shows, our commentary between myself and another comedian, Rivers Langley, it's played over the loudspeakers so the live audience can hear what we're saying too, and the wrestlers. So, and sometimes they have verbal responses to what we say and what we offer, which is quite fun. And if you like seeing a giant 3-headed giraffe dragon monster named King Giraffadora go against a Sasquatch, then Wrestling Pro Wrestling's for you. And John, I appreciate all the kudos. I did not expect this to be an Erik Barnes infomercial, but I appreciate it, seriously.
Of course, yeah. Well, and also kind of again thinking about that, I remembered one of the you guys did a Wrestling Pro Wrestling show on Twitch that was like with one of the WWE games as well. And I think you guys actually did that show before the Schmoedown even went to Twitch and digital as well. So I guess kind of again with that element was the digital element of this show, especially as someone who's in a lot of spaces where you kind of feed off that crowd energy. Was that something that you felt like was severely missing, or something where it's just like, again, you just kind of tap in and just focus on that entertainment?
You tap in and you do it, but I do miss nothing beats hearing an immediate response to what you're doing, like through a live show, because I perform as a stand-up and as an improviser in LA, and I kind of miss the live crowd element of hearing the immediate feedback. Hopefully it's positive, but if it's negative, know where to change course. But so that's been a challenge in terms of the digital space and in terms of feeling the high of getting the laugh. But it is what it is given the pandemic, and you got to adapt to it. And I love looking back on some of the shows, whether it's podcast appearances or the Twitch stream that you were mentioning. By the way, follow Chuckleface on Twitch if you want to see live tournament and nerd shows, because we're doing that as well. It's just a shit ton of fun. Oh, thank you, Colin. I appreciate
I'm right
that.
here. It's fine. I'm doing double duty.
No, well, I want to thank you for the comment. It makes it makes me happy. Anyway, but all my answers are incredibly long-winded, in case you haven't noticed. And I apologize for that, but it's because I just love the art of making shit that people want to laugh at. And sorry.
Oh, no need to apologize, because there were many times last year where, and I will especially say, like, your match against Janine was one of the just a bright spot on a season that had many ups and downs, where I don't think Boggs and I had said so many nasty things about a back half of a pay-per-view as we did the Ben Bateman, Andrew Guy disaster. I think Boggs and I have never been so unleashed on a topic, but we had the polar opposite reaction to your match, because it was just so needed. It was just a feeling of it was needed, just like the Star Wars tournament kind of was at the beginning of the season, and then you come in. It was just, you are just so bright.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, man. That means a lot. And there's something to be said about having highly competitive matches, in the upper card and all that, like Dan Murrow versus Ben Bateman and versus Collins and all that. There's a lot of high tension there, but I am of the mind of I love that match with Janine. There were some technical issues. I shall preface this by saying I still would have lost, but I had some technical issues that made me confuse a few of the questions, and thus some of my answers were incorrect. And if that obviously I probably would have gotten right had I heard them. But the fact of the matter is that the reason I wanted to do the Warfather character and be this whole separate fun entity is that's what I kind of thought was missing in the Schmoedown. Is, okay, you have everyone that wants to be The Rock or Steve Austin or Mankind, and yada. You don't have a Colt Cabana in your crew. I don't know if you know who that is.
No, you need that flavor. You need it, and that was really there for the first few seasons of the Schmoedown. Like I mentioned this before, like I mention it all the time. Like I watched in season, I say 1.5 because I caught up on season 1 and then watched season 2 live. Like there were characters. It was a thing. It was you felt like people went out of their way to really go above and beyond, and you kind of set that stage. Season 7 of what the ceiling is for going above and beyond.
Oh,
and you also want the fun characters too, which I know like everyone was sad wild berries are no longer a thing. We have people like the Real Rejects, which is just, they're fun to watch whether they win or not. Their record is like what, 2-5 or something along that line. Like
had more fun when they lost than when they won. I probably guarantee you that.
And with the Flirt and Flaus is another.
Yep.
And that's the thing. I think one of the major strengths of just having the Warfather around and characters like the Wild Berry, like teams like the Wild Berries of Flirt and Flaus, is you're guaranteed to just have a fun match and also hey, guess what? If they lose, it doesn't matter.
Because they don't care.
Well, it's not just
Well,
from
you know what I mean. You know what I mean by they don't care.
Well, not necessarily if they don't
Doesn't
care,
hurt
but
their next day.
that's what I'm saying. Is I do want to, there is a competitive side of me, and I do improve, and I have won. Spoiler alert! I hate to say it, I have a better record than a lot of the people that were actually drafted. But
talk your smack. I love it. Talk it. I love it.
I'll talk a little smack, but the thing is, let me just say the person I beat is, and people that have 0 on their record got drafted and I didn't. Some people have their reasons, whether it's a personal reason or it's a part of a strategy, or quite frankly, I don't know really any of the managers personally because I don't know if you know who drafted me, but he ain't around anymore, and with good reason. And the manager I ended up with after that didn't really want to manage, and that's no fault of his. He was brought into a situation in which he was covering for the sake of, Christian needed that slot filled. And I don't fault either of them in the least, but I think, and this is all speculation on my end. I think some of the a handful of reasons why I wasn't drafted is, number one, folks were gun-ho on the whole win at all costs. And maybe because of my demeanor, it appears that that's not the case for me. And number two, I'm an unfamiliar entity to them, on top of other things. So who's to say? I don't hold any grudges because, quite frankly, that's childish. But it is what it is. And like I said, Christian reached out to me, and we'll see if something comes of it. Hopefully it will. But yeah, that's
a
the
chip
thing.
on your shoulder is not necessarily a bad thing, though, right? I think there is something to be said. Like, the Schmoedown necessarily hasn't had the most opportunities in terms of to see not even like a resurrection. Like, it's not like you're gone. Like you really went.
No.
But at least to see you have this as you're one of the primary people that didn't get drafted, and we want to see you be successful. So now you have. I think you were one of the main people. If there were posts that were coming in the Schmoedown group and the Facebook group, like, who's your number one person that didn't get drafted that should have been drafted, over and over and over again, it's your name. And so you have people behind you that no matter what happens this season, you have an entire group of people that want to see you succeed no matter how it happens. So I think that will speak volumes, and I know there are managers that watch.
Oh, it already
Facebook
has
group.
to me.
Great.
People have privately reached out too, and privately and publicly have said some very kind and very wonderful things. And I don't want to overshadow that by any means, because it does mean a shit ton. But it goes. As we were talking about the Janine versus Warfather match, here's the thing: is that if Warfather wins, he wins. If Warfather loses, Janine wins and Warfather wins.
Yeah.
In terms of appeal, and that's sort of how I operate. Is that wanting to win is great, needing to win is nonsense.
Oh, well, Boggs, I think we got a Streamlab question. Take it away, sir.
We
Welcome
did,
to the
yes.
show, by the way.
Yes, yeah. Thanks for asking me to ask questions. Only been 2 hours, but anyway, I do want to say though, Erik, that you are 100% right. The way the game is going at the moment, where it's almost purely targeting the hardcore fans, I feel like, where we are, because we've made it uber competitive now with having a league standings, with making it so competitive, with making money an incentive now. We are losing out the more fun character kind of Eskimo, like people of the Schmoedown, like yourself, like Andrew Guy, like Makuga, like you said, like the Wildberries, and they are, these are people that maybe will never win titles, but they're there for the entertainment, and we are losing that. Obviously, we'll always be competitive. It's a one-on-one, trivia match.
Yeah.
We are losing that complete. It's getting almost too competitive, where we're losing this. The players that are character focused first are kind of slowly streaming out now. And I think that you're kind of a victim of that, unfortunately.
I mean, it is what it is, and like I said, we'll see what happens for me. We'll see what happens for characters. I mean, the real rejects are still around, thank goodness, and some other folks can step up their character game, or Brother Lomas. We'll see how he does, and all these other rookies will have their chance to shine in the sun, either as an incredibly dry robot or something more, and we'll see.
It won't be as good as you. It won't be as good as you, sir.
No.
No way. No, you're like a fan's favorite. Honestly, you are. Everyone, the whole community is obviously gutted, but you're very successful in other things by the sound of it. So,
geez.
good on you.
That's very kind of you.
No worries. We do have a couple of Streamlabs. So one from CP, no comment. He's just supporting the show. So thank you very much for that. PC. Excuse me. So we have one for you specifically, Eric, from Alan Smithy. Shout out to Alan Smithy, he's in the chat. He puts, "Hey everybody, thanks for the show. Eric, your episode of Schmoebaits with Adam Witt was legendary. I was laughing throughout. You guys killed it. How did you prepare when you played Warfather? Did you write stuff out or just improvised it? Thanks, Eric."
Well, first of all, thanks, Alan Smithy, for the question. I pretty much just put on the robe and the helmet, make sure the hammer is somewhere nearby, and it's all improvisation. And just getting into the character is getting into that fun, I'm friendly and full of energy, and I would be the most normal person, like a very excited fan, but is very unnervingly jolly about violence. And I just go with that headspace and go from there. And I never really wrote anything down. Pretty much I was mostly focused on studying for whatever match I would have. And it's all off the cuff, baby. It's all up here.
Yeah, I remember, I'm right that your first match was also the first match, or maybe the second, with Chandru as well, when you did that triple threat match with, what was that?
With David Moore.
David Moore, yes.
Yeah.
That was a good match. I think Boggs and I actually watched that match when we were doing some study sessions last year. Like, I mean, man, I can't say it. Like, every time I go back and watch a studio match, I'm like, God dang, I miss the studio. Like, there's just that.
We all do.
I know, and I can feel it through. Like, I can totally feel it through how some of y'all act, and just having Winston and Kaiser right here. I wish y'all could be in studio, just being around one another, because I can't wait. I can't wait.
It was one of the reasons I made Warfather Erik Barnes as a roommate and all that, is to explain all of this while being a, god of fighting. So, I don't think that he would have a lot of Batman Funkos. So,
I do think you went very like Thor 1. I can't wait for the Thor Ragnarok Warfather.
Oh, we'll see. And Warfather is Warfather. He doesn't necessarily have to have Viking elements.
Ooh.
So I wanted to shout out
Sayan's
comment here saying, personal opinion, quirky mercs are the most important faction based purely on their approach to the game and demeanor. They do seem like they have a lot of fun in the quirky mercs.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. They drafted Beth May, if I'm not mistaken, who her kind of audition videos were one of the moments of pure joy that I was able to get on Facebook of all sites, which is always when something on Facebook actually makes me feel good. That's always an immediate wow, how about that?
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that kind of energy. And then of course again with the quirky mercs, who we can't say enough good things about as well.
Yeah, and the Real Rejects is on the quirky mercs, so they're probably my favorite team that I've seen, just because of how much fun they are. Because again, sad about wild berries.
Yeah, and I dig them just based off of the logo and the name and all that type of stuff, because as much as I love the dungeon and corruption and there's a little bit of just too many white men in sunglasses about that type of name. And
tracks, right?
Nailed it. Nailed it.
And the Quirky Mercs is just this fun little hodgepodge of a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Again, talking about like funny matches that were also like some of the best matches I've seen. When the Real Rejects went up against the Cuckoo's Mess, Video Drew's like second team, like that was phenomenal. Again, because like it was like some good trivia that was part of like Video Drew's like real come up last season. But then as well, it got nominated for like one of the entrances of the year when those Real Rejects boys came out in their Rocha costumes. That was delightful.
The whole team came out in masks too. They were wearing masks before COVID.
Yeah.
Hipsters.
What was your Erik? What do you think your favorite moment was? I'll tell you what mine is of yours. It's definitely the hammer moment where you give it to Jen, and she dropped it. Yeah. So, did you guys plan that, or how did that? Did she just kind of, or was it you, or was it a bit? Of
She prior to recording, she proposed the bit, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking fantastic, and all that. Jen is, I don't think. Jen receives a lot of well-deserved kudos for the Schmoedown, and is a very important part of it. But I don't think that a lot of people understand how. Do you mind if I swear? Is that okay?
Fuck it.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's not Go ahead.
No one really gives Jen a lot of credit of how fucking hilarious she is. She and I met originally prior to the Schmoedown, just in the stand-up circuit, and. She has judged Tournament of Nerds, in which which Mark Ellis has actually judged there too, and that's sort of how I know of them prior to getting involved with the Schmoedown. And Jen is just hilarious, and we have collaborated in the past, just punching up each other's material, and she deserves a lot more lip service regarding her comedy chops. Jessica too, Jessica. By the way. Yeah. So she's very good at anything that she's involved with. In terms of my favorite moment, I think the moment that kind of sealed the deal for me was when was actually in my first match, and Mark Ellis made a remark about calling a grown person Warfather. And I responded, and he started his next thing with Warfather, and I just replied, "Yes, War Son." And that kind of made the room pop and all that, and also kind of, I think what it did was kind of remind Mark Ellis of like, hey, I can do this shit too, and create kind of a fun dynamic between us. That carried on from match to match.
War Son, best thing.
Thank you. So,
well, Soul has been one of my just new favorite people on the planet, and since she's joined the show, we have started. Are you smarter than a Schmoedown host?
Oh,
so we are not.
Short
smart.
answer, no. But I'm willing to play the game though.
I guarantee you, you're smarter.
Unfortunately, I can't contract like a children's choir to do like the "Are you smarter than a fourth grader?" or like whatever the show was with Fox or whatever. But that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna throw out some trivia questions that Soul, the librarian herself, if she ever decides to grace us with her presence in the competition sphere, the librarian will be gracing us with some amazing questions that she has dialed up for us. Soul,
hell yeah,
the floor is yours.
So I have questions prepared in each division. So the question is, what division do you guys want to play in today?
Cool. Ask the guests. Or ask Erik.
Yeah.
Let's go regular old singles competition.
I just get my
Let's do
whiteboard.
it.
I'll be 1 sec. Just get my
Right.
whiteboard.
I had no idea about this, so bear with me. I have to get my whiteboard now.
Oh, no problem. John Barr and I can vamp. Soul, welcome in to the John Barr, Colin, and Soul show, where we talk about, I don't know if the three of us have anything that we all love equally.
Does Soul watch The Bachelor?
I do not.
Oh, see, that's the one thing where it's like we could just be taken over right now. John, your thoughts on Victoria and that other bitch being kicked off in less than 25 minutes.
You know who does watch The Bachelor? Winston. So like,
does he really?
Yeah.
That's me, John, and Winston might be the ultimate Bachelor show, the after show that no one wanted, but you're gonna get anyways.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think Anna was the one that was
that
like,
was her
oh, I have a chance to maybe get on Paradise when that comes back if I just really floor the brakes. And then Victoria was the one that was like, yeah,
I'm
at
on
this
it
point,
anyways.
people have probably already found the photo where there's a Trump 2020 flag in the background of me holding up my dog, so probably I'm just out after this one. The question is what MJ is going to wind up doing, because she's going on that
Did you? There was the meme that said Victoria leaves, but her energy stays, and the picture was MJ, and I was like, oh no! I thought she looked nice, and she was cool, and kind of just like, like a cool Cali girl that might hang out, smoke weed with you, maybe. No, they're all crazy.
Eric, did you watch The Bachelor?
No, because I don't watch anything that I currently am.
Oh, that's fair. I think a season of The Bachelor with Erik Barnes would actually be great.
Well, it's the same reason
I'd
why I
watch
don't
it
watch.
finally.
It's the same reason why I don't watch The Mentalist or. I can't think of anything at the moment. I'm being a bad improviser. Anyway, I have my thing.
So we are now in the floor is yours. The show is yours now. We're out. We're all here for you.
All right.
Yeah, librarian, hit us up.
We will have 5 questions in the singles division, and we're going to see it's the best of the 5. We do have some extra questions just in case we go into sudden death like we did last week with the Nerd Chronic.
And Colin.
Thank
you.
That was an IG.
I forgot about the segment because I didn't do it last week, and that's part of why I was like, uh-oh.
Gonna study.
But it's made.
Hey guys, I'm just sorry. So I'm just gonna jump in real quick. Make sure you guys are in the private chat so that no one is cheating. I'm gonna bring Tushka in so we can play along with everybody.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh.
Come on in.
We'll let anyone in.
Check
Right?
myself out.
And you got to do the yes and, by the way, for improv.
Yes, and that's the same reason I don't watch the show Numbers, but with a 3 in it, because I'm numbers. There we go, and that's improv.
There you
All
go.
right.
And that's
Ask me a goddamn question.
All right.
Get me out of this whole soul.
Okay, so we're gonna start right in, and I have so we're gonna go in the category of sports movies. What Red Sox player has his butt grabbed by Lindsay, played by Drew Barrymore, in Fever Pitch?
Oh, God.
Well, there's like 3 it could be. Shit, which one is it gonna be? I'll just pick my favorite one.
I'm just gonna bring Drunken Parents. He's just dropped in. He can answer this question too.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys 5 extra seconds so that way Drunken Prayer can play along.
See,
Let anyone play nowadays.
I didn't even see this movie. I'm be honest. I didn't even watch
Just
this movie.
play. I
Jimmy
didn't
Fallon,
know who the Red
didn't
Sox
watch
are,
Four.
to be honest. So.
3,
What?
2,
Is it baseball?
Yes.
1.
No.
Yes.
JT.
Okay. What Red Sox player has his butt grabbed by Lindsay, played by Drew Barrymore, in Fever Pitch? And this is the category of sports movies.
Is that the one with goddamn Jimmy Fallon in it?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Remember that?
No, because I didn't see him.
Yeah, the
Me
best part was he
neither.
played himself, so he never broke character.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He just couldn't keep a straight face the whole time.
5,
Yeah, alright, I was gonna say.
4.
Wait, repeat the question. I need
Again?
one more.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going back and forth
Wow.
between 2 guys.
At a
I got the
certain-
roster going through my head. Forgive 8-year-old Colin that was playing fantasy baseball in 2004. Whatever. No, 10-year-old Colin. Leave him alone.
Spoiler alert, I have no goddamn idea.
In the category of sports movies, what Red Sox player has his butt grabbed by Lindsay, played by Drew Barrymore, in Fever Pitch?
I'm gonna be so happy if I got this right and Colin didn't. I'm just gonna put that on record.
I think.
Colin's
Oh, yeah.
running through an entire roster.
You're not going to use another repeat, are you, Colin? Don't.
Now I'm second guessing myself. It's been too long.
Yeah, okay.
5, 4.
I'm just going with 1. I don't think this is right. I'm mad at
It
myself.
literally doesn't matter, Colin.
John.
I don't know. I guess Aaron Rodgers.
He plays football. Wrong sport.
Oh.
Colin.
I said, hey, big puppy. David Ortiz.
Wrong.
Definitely Manny
Tishka.
Ramirez.
Perfect. I said Johnny, not Poppy Damon.
That is correct.
Oh, Johnny Damon, great ass.
I mean, I'm wrong. I didn't even get a baseball player. I guess an actor, so I didn't want to say.
What did you say?
I said Adam Sandler.
It really should have been.
Yeah.
It
Eric.
really-
Yeah, he was a hockey player.
I guess
Wow.
someone that doesn't exist, Horsemeat O'Houlihan.
Yeah.
I
mean,
wish I could say
go.
that it was correct. And then Chris.
I almost went with Boggs. I almost said Happy Gilmore, which is Adam Sandler.
Exactly.
but
Yeah. So I was
David
thinking
Beckham.
something.
Hey, at least some of us named athletes.
So Tishka got the first one right
Sure.
here.
And it
Okay.
pays to
gosh.
be a Kansas City Royals fan, by the way, because
that would help.
They took Johnny Damon from us. You sons of bitches.
Baseball is longer than any Schmoedown after show, so I can't say it.
Right.
In the category of animation,
Oh, I know this.
in Despicable me,
I don't know this.
what was the Bank of Evil formerly known as?
Hey, guy in it. You know this one? No? Not in here? Damn.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Colin?
Oh, I don't know this answer. Is it the Bank of Good?
Incorrect. Tishka?
Moneybags in John Rocha's writing.
Incorrect. Boggs?
I said the Bank of Hope. I don't know why.
Nope. Eric?
Unwell's Far Gone.
You are
There
the
we go.
closest one. Chris?
I was always going to go with Bank of Good, but I went with Bank of America.
Yes!
Okay, you are actually now the closest one here, but incorrect. And then John?
I wrote IHOB, International House of Burgers. That's a topical joke from 2017. I figured I'd break back out.
There we
So
go.
the Bank of Evil was formerly known as Lehman Brothers.
Okay. I'll give you that one, Illumination. I'll forgive all of the
Can Universal like
minion
legally
memes.
say that? Like, does Universal have any sort? I guess they were.
I mean,
totally...
they did, is the thing. Is we know they can because they did and then made 3 more Despicable Me movies and 2 Minions movies.
Lehman Brothers were like, look,
Well,
me, Freddie Mae, and Fannie Mac, we're all out of here.
Don't laugh. You're going to get
Colin-
you're going to get the
Colin.
great reboot of Despicable Me in a few years.
Well, Colin, it depends on how Lehman Brothers is spelled.
Oh, true. It could be L-E-E, man. Yeah, they
Yeah.
get away with it immediately. Oh, you're so smart. I love that.
That's Queen's Gambit right there.
Yes.
So
Playing
take-
incorrect 4D chess. That's me.
The SNL skit this weekend where they did the drunken chess thing was absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So-
In the category of crime movies, in Goodfellas, why can't James Conway and Henry Hill get made, become an initiated member of the mafia?
Repeat the question, please.
In the category of crime movies, in Goodfellas, why can't James Conway and Henry Hill get made, the definition of made being become an initiated member of the mafia?
Oh, shit. That's a long movie to sort through.
Oh boy, how do I write this answer? I gotta be real careful here.
It's been a minute since I've
4,
seen Goodfellas, so don't
3,
hate me.
2, 1. Tushka.
This doesn't reflect my personal opinions, but because they were Jewish,
Oh,
I just know there's a lot of anti-Semitism in the movie.
I can see the lights going off in Soul's back. She's got like the Miami Popos coming for her.
that is incorrect, Tushka. Boggs.
Is it because they're Irish?
That is correct.
There we go.
Oh, son of a
There we go.
Ish.
Okay. All right.
Eric.
I put not full Italian, which is technically, correct.
correct.
The best kind of correct.
You know what? I'm gonna take it. Take it. Chris.
Nah, I had because they're not Catholic.
And then John.
Yeah, I wrote not Italian enough.
That's literally what I wrote, and I erased it. I literally wrote they're not Italian enough, did. That's what I put.
Yes, dude.
I'm gonna give that to Boggs, John, and Eric then.
Mamma mia.
That's literally what I wrote, and I was like, she's not gonna take they're not Italian enough.
Oh, Mario Brothers. All right, what's
All right.
question number 4?
Look like a clown to you?
Okay, in the category of Harrison Ford, what rank is Harrison Ford's character Hiram Graff in Ender's Game?
Are you kidding me?
Jesus.
Easy.
Yeah, I had to read that book in like 10th grade.
I didn't read it because.
How accurate do I need to be with spelling here if I say it right?
If you say it right, you're good. 2, 1, Boggs.
I said Admiral.
Incorrect.
Damn
Eric.
it, that's what I said, Boggs. Good answer.
I said Colonel.
That is correct.
Colonel.
Chris.
No challenges? I believe it's actually Lieutenant Colonel.
Oh, it's some petty Schmoedown shit.
Is it Lieutenant Colonel? What's the
The answer was Colonel.
Oh, okay.
I didn't show mine, though.
Maybe it's
I think
definitely
you can have
the-
that. I think
the
you can
book
have
is one of my
Yeah,
favorite books on the planet.
I'll give it to you, Chris. John.
I wrote the number 6.
Incorrect. Colin.
I
said
definitely wrote Admiral, and IMDb just says Colonel, but in the book it is Lieutenant Colonel. Can confirm.
I didn't read the book or watch the movie, but I do agree with your opinion, Lieutenant Colonel.
I'm going to take it because that is the book answer, even though the movie answer is correct.
I mean, do we
Yeah, if you
know
would
for
say-
sure that he wasn't a 6th rank colonel?
Raise fine point.
He was a 6th round Colonel.
What is the in terms of the ranking? What is the highest? And maybe Colonel is the 6th, and then it's General. That's 5, and then it's President.
Well, every single army has God as their number 1 rank.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
important.
Win
I
Super
just
Bowl,
know-
gotta thank God.
I just know Commandant Licard's is the highest.
Yes. It goes God, then Jesus, then General, and or no,
Holy
then
Spirit's
President.
all the way
God,
down at number 8.
Jesus,
It's
Christian
messed up.
Orloff, and
Yeah.
then President.
There you go. There you go.
Did you get a couple of Streamlabs? So before you go any further, one from 50 Shades of Geek, and the message was hashtag Bring Back the Warfather.
Oh, thanks.
We've got another one from Tushka.
Oh,
Would you
hey,
like
you're
to-
here.
If you check the private chat, Tushka, if you like, you can read your own Streamlab.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So, I mean, I was just saying, Warfather was my pick for the biggest snub in this year's draft. And as a Corky Mercs fan, you would have fit perfectly with that lovable lovable band of lunatics. Hashtag huzzah!
Oh, thank you so much, bud. I really appreciate that.
Good one, man. Good
Huzzah,
one.
indeed.
Did I get the right answer for that one, Soul? Does that count?
Bonus point.
We should give him a point, I think.
Yeah, bonus point.
Give him a bonus point.
I got Lieutenant Colonel. I pulled that one out of my butt, so I'm good.
Alright, so the last question I have, and I'm sorry, Colin and Boggs, it is in the category of horror.
I'm sorry, what are these movies?
Horror. Don't make fun of my Latino accent, okay?
Who's doing that?
Horror.
Who do I have to fight?
Colin.
Colin?
No. I was speaking. Was not making
'Cause
fun
he
of your
hates horror.
accent. I was speaking because I don't know what these movies are. I don't know what horror is. Do you know what these movies are? Please tell me.
Okay. What agency does Rod, played by Little Ray Howery, work for in Get Out?
Oh, I know this one. I know this one.
In fact, he's the only person in that organization I like.
Really? You never come across.
Repeat.
Okay.
Repeat.
Got it.
I would say, Eric, we got some good ones here in Charleston.
In the category of horror, what agency does Rod, played by Little Ray Howery, work for in Get Out?
Bugger, I asked for the repeat and then literally remembered it the second I finished asking it.
I guess that
My favorite part is making Colin answer correct answers in the categories he hates.
Yeah, it's usually Soul is fantastic at that. Like, I
guess-
think I hate a question or a category beforehand, and I'm like, oh, I know this.
5, 4,
I guess the one person I
3,
met from this agency in Camden was cool, but
1. Okay, Eric.
TSMNFNA.
That is correct. Chris.
TSA.
That is correct. John.
I also wrote TS parentheses MF end parentheses A.
This is why we're friends.
Colin, I see that
That's
you
right.
say
Why we're
TSA. Tishka,
No, I'm gonna take a mulligan. I'm gonna let that one. I'm gonna show my answer.
I want to see.
I said airport police. I don't know what.
That's fine. Give it to him. He's not American. He doesn't know what it's called.
Yeah,
Give
but
it to
I
him.
can't use
That's
that
the
as
point.
Chris.
Harrison
point.
Ford
He's
is
like,
airplane
say-
cup.
Chris got it correct.
Flying a
Chris
plane.
is
Pull
not-
over.
Yeah, I was shocked. Yeah.
This plane is under arrest.
This plane is.
I am airport
I'm
police.
gonna find you, Sully, you son of a bitch.
I think
Harrison
Tushka
Ford
won
tosses
that
a
round.
goose out.
Yeah, did Tushka pull that
This'll
out
get him.
with a three-piece? Was that a?
Yeah, three correct
Nice.
answers out of 5. Good job, Tushka.
Well, Soul, you got
Oh,
some
right.
IG questions. We got some lovely people on the screen. Let's run through some IG questions.
Oh
Okay,
gosh,
let's
we're doing.
I got 3 too.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
I
go.
have 10 then. I have 10, right? As in 5 and 5.
yeah, we'll do that. So let me pull up these IG. Okay.
Are we sure that Aaron Rodgers isn't a baseball player?
Look, I think if Aaron Rodgers played baseball, he would be pretty good. I think he'd be a really good first baseman. You don't have to do a lot. You just stand there, 1 foot on the base, and just put one hand out, and you just wait for shit to happen.
Wait,
Wait for the third baseman to throw
Yeah,
that
just
ball.
wait for that bullet from third base.
So
You're
what
all
was the
good.
name of the steroids guy? Because that's, I think, who I'm thinking.
Oh,
of.
Which
Mark
one?
McGuire?
No.
Which one?
Which
Uh,
one?
Sammy
Which
one is
Sammy
already-
Sosa,
That's the
Barry
one.
Bonds,
Sammy
Mark
Sosa,
McGwire,
Barry Bonds. Yeah, run through it.
Jose
What language?
Canseco.
Yeah.
Boggs, do
Why-
they
why are we-
have
why are we being
steroids in
punished more?
football? I don't think they have steroids in soccer. I don't think they do that.
Yeah.
They just
I
have
don't think
larger
steroids per se, but
shoes.
something.
They just think a lot in soccer.
Everyone's
They
fat.
don't
No one
need the
cheats, yeah.
upper strength. They need
Yeah.
the leg strength. So if they could get a steroid that only focused on their legs.
Just a bunch of
Get a-
stilettos.
They could get a calf implant.
One second, we have to bring some more patrons, and they would like to
Ooh.
play.
Ooh, bring them
Oh
on.
my
Let's
God.
go.
Bring 'em on.
So
Let's beat them
bringing
all then,
back
go on then.
in 50 Shades
50. Let's go. 50.
and the Mr. Nation himself. Brendan.
I'm not playing against
No,
Brendan.
no, no.
So, Brendan has to go first.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Cheesecake Nation, John.
Yeah, sorry, Cheesecake Nation. I apologize.
No, actually, it's Cheryl Nation.
Yeah, so for this
And
round,
Cheryl.
Brendan is going to answer first each time, and then we'll do the round robin.
Well, just so I don't cheat.
All right.
I trust you.
This is all IG categories then.
Thank you for your confidence.
In the category of Harry Potter. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, what chess piece does Ron Weasley play as in one of the challenges behind the locked door on the third corridor?
That's a good question, Saul.
Was that? That was Colin's impression of the Harry Potter soundtrack. It's like the frogs in the third or fourth one.
Did you say which or any?
By the breaking of my thumb.
Are you using a repeat?
Yeah, use a repeat here.
Okay. Okay, in the category of Harry
Something
Potter.
good this way comes.
In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, what chess piece does Ron Weasley play as in one of the challenges behind the locked door on the third corridor?
It's honestly messed up that Mrs. Queen's Gambit just left Harry off on his own for that challenge. Like, she really could have helped
She
him out.
said, I ran out of my druggy trippy pills. I cannot play this even trippier game of chess where the
They
chess
got
pieces
magic.
actually move.
She should just eat gillyweed or
4,
whatever.
3,
You can't smoke
2,
gillyweed, I tried.
1. Brennan.
A night.
Correct. John.
I also had Knight.
Colin.
I also had the night.
Tushka.
It was Harry Potter, so I thought they didn't actually have anything of reality in there, and I said the Orc of Wonder.
That's a wizard.
Not a bad choice.
Box.
I had a pawn. I didn't have a knight.
That is
How do you ride a pawn?
And you have to say it, Harry.
How do you like Harry Potter?
Carefully.
Eric.
The thimble. No. I also picked the knight.
Bog, how
Chris.
Yep. Also had night.
And 50.
I'm the head boy.
The
Do
knight.
not speak to me that way.
Yes, the Knight.
Connecticut.
English Kniggets.
Okay, in the category of MCU, in the Avengers, what percent of the credit did Tony initially tell Pepper she should give herself for the completion
That's
of
a
Stark Tower?
softball. Softball.
Hold on, can you finish the question? Somebody was talking in the middle of it.
In the category of MCU, in the Avengers, what percent of the credit did Tony initially tell Pepper she should give herself for the completion of Stark Tower?
I'm screwed because all I can think of is that scene in Love Actually with the equally British people, where it's like, you know how Colin Firth's character is like, oh, you should have 12% of me book. And his other characters.
Five.
I just suck at math.
Give me a repeat of that accent again, John. Sorry.
Oh, what's up, Gov? I'd like to have 5% of your book, so I would.
How much are you drinking, mate?
Three.
Just in the corner when you how you got into this.
1. Brennan.
I'll clean the chimney, Governor. 10%.
That is incorrect. Colin.
Oh, well then.
The answer is 12%. You got 12% of a plan? Come on, we're just a bunch of jerk-offs standing in a circle.
Tushka.
Not 12, but half.
Incorrect. Bugs.
I said 7. I just guessed.
Erik.
I also said 10%.
Chris. 50.
I go 12 for the reasons that Colin explained.
Man,
I'm surprised that only Colin and 50 got that one.
I'm glad to know I'm not the only one who got it wrong.
You haven't asked me yet, Soul.
Yeah, John didn't get it. John got it right.
Would you like to ask me if I got it right?
Yes, John, did you get it right?
No.
Ladies, do I have one number
I guessed
right?
5%. I just wanted my time.
I picture a lot of apology emails going out to Schmoedown competitors after this.
In the category of DC, in the Lego Batman movie, what type of food does Batman heat up for himself in the Wayne Manor kitchen?
Yes! Soul, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
How about that crawl in the beginning of that High Republic book, right?
Yeah, I was very surprised to see it, and I was very
By
excited.
the way,
about
I'm
it.
making good progress through.
The new one or the old one?
The new one, the one that just came out, the Claudia
Into
Gray
the
one.
dark.
Sorry, did
I
you
think
say
good
the
progress.
crawl
You gotta
in
read
the
that
book?
4.
Does that mean words? Are you just talking about words?
Brennan, give your answer and then your comment.
Chicken leg.
Incorrect. What was the comment that you were making about the book?
I'm into the 8th chapter, so.
Ooh, nice. And then Tushka.
Yep, I had pizza.
Incorrect. Boggs.
I said a pie. My pen's dying.
Incorrect. Erik.
Lobster Thermidor, baby!
That is correct.
Right.
Chris.
I put bat dogs.
50.
I'd like to challenge Colin's answer. It's lobster thermidor, not just.
Okay, folks, listen here.
John.
I was on the same wavelength as Brennan, but I wrote a full turkey. I thought I'd just put the entire bird in there.
And then Colin, you put lobster.
Yes, it is a lobster.
I'm
There's a
gonna
double
take.
meaning in that.
I will take it, but 50 and Erik are more right than you.
Listen, as the resident Lego expert, there's no Lego piece for lobster thermidor. His answer qualifies. That's
There is just a lobster piece.
You raise
Yes,
a
There's Lego of everything.
Okay, in the category of mixed bag.
I want a Lego quiche now. Anyway, continue.
In mixed bag, what country is Marion's Bar located in Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Oh, shit.
God. The country or the city?
The country.
The hell is a thermidor?
It's a French thing.
Skittles, brother.
3.
Apparently it's invented
It's
in
a-
America.
It's a combination humidor and thermos.
Huh, there we
There's
go.
no point asking for a repeat. I'm going to get it wrong. So
Brennan.
Nepal.
That is correct.
Oh,
And then- I think it's Boggs, yeah.
I said Burma. Damn.
Incorrect. Erik.
Burma.
No, thank you.
Chris.
nah, it is real.
50.
I was on the other side. I was Morocco.
Hi, Brian, brother.
And then
Hey,
John.
Bryant.
What's up, Bryant? How you doing? I put Canada.
Hey, Bryant.
Damn, I've never seen a scene start in a Canadian bar. Like, what are Canadian bars?
Right.
I knew
And
it was somewhere
Colin?
Middle Eastern.
Clearly,
I
you
said
don't
Thailand.
watch.
I don't know why I said Thailand. I don't.
And Tushka.
I'm Morocco too. I don't know why it popped in my head.
Wow.
So Brennan's the only one that got that one.
Nice.
Nice.
They go to Morocco in the movie later on.
Shame, gentlemen, shame.
Also, minor nitpick. Israel didn't exist back then. Just say.
Fair.
That's
what
why I
it's
just
called.
guessed Canada.
And so Israel existed in 1948.
So
Yeah.
I
in the
know my
category,
history.
Yeah,
there
Rocha
you go.
remembers what it was called back then. We don't.
Oh shit.
It was called the British Mandate of Palestine.
Yep.
Damn.
there we go.
Well,
Brennan.
thank you for
That
telling
is
me where I
why
live.
it's Brennan Nation. He's always coming with the facts. And the last question in IG is in the category of Marvel. What kind of pizza does Wade have delivered to the man's house of who he is threatening to stop stalking a teenage girl at the beginning of Deadpool?
My God.
Also, you know what I said about me? You said about me knowing everything. This is one of those exceptions.
Which one of us is going to write lobster thermidor is the question.
Right. I don't know how to spell thermidor.
5, 4.
Repeat
That
the
was why I
question,
didn't
because I'm
write
not
it.
finished
I
writing.
didn't know how to write
Alright.
it.
In the category of Marvel, what kind of pizza does Wade have delivered to the man's house of who he is threatening to stop stalking a teenage girl at the beginning of Deadpool?
Damn, that's dark.
Man, that guy had like those bedazzled crosses on his jeans. Like, what a jerk.
I
That
never
guy
seen
definitely
Deadpool.
punched a nerd in high school. He needed Deadpool to punch him in the face.
I never seen
5,
Deadpool.
4,
You gotta watch this.
3,
I saw it
2,
4 times in theaters.
1. Brennan?
Lobster thermidor.
Thermidor pizza.
Eric?
Pineapple and olive.
That is correct.
Okay.
Chris?
Oh, heathen. I
I
don't
hate
know.
pineapples.
I put meat lover supreme, but I also drew a little cute Deadpool with a knife and a gun.
Nice. I love it. 50.
I went the opposite way of Eric. I went olive and pizza.
And John?
Pizza is pineapple. Just it's spelled incorrectly. Just saying.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I
Yeah,
hate
I was on
pineapple.
the same wavelength. I just felt like meat lovers was a very Deadpool thing to say, so I
Yeah.
wrote meat lovers.
And Colin?
No, Deadpool's a douchebag, baby. It's only pineapple and olives for them chos down there. You gotta come up and you gotta give a dude a nice punch in the mouth. When he's
And,
threatening a young girl,
I
nothing
got
tastes better with a
fishing
punch in the
and-
mouth than pineapple and olive pizza.
Go fishing on the lake.
It should be an asterisk to it because I was doing some question review and some of the same deals, but olive and pineapples.
And Boggs?
I said cheese tomorrow.
So I wasn't counting there. Who won in the
I got
round?
4.
You got 4?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyone?
And Brennan.
I think maybe 2.
What?
So I think that
What about
that
me?
round then. Yeah, Brennan. How many did you get in that one?
I counted 4 for Brennan.
I have no idea.
You can say
You're
the
the only one.
Everybody wins.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll trust 50. He said doing it before.
Yeah, let's say Colin and Brennan. There you go.
Yay.
IG.
Nicely done.
Welcome to the
But we got to have a clear winner, so we need a cage
Yes, we
match.
have
Ooh,
that.
true,
Yes,
yeah.
we do.
Can I ask
Okay.
Colin, is that an N64 Is that an N64 shirt?
It is, sir.
Oh, sweet. Sorry,
Okay.
I've been staring at it for a long time.
My favorite.
Here's the for Colin and Brennan as their tiebreaker
In the category of Star Wars.
in the category of
last
movie
person.
quotes.
Oh.
Hell yeah. I love
What
this.
2006 DC film features the line, "People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people."
Fuck.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Remember.
2006 DC film?
Five, 4. I hear echo. 3. There we go. 2, 1. Brennan.
Lobster thermidor.
Correct, Colin.
Good answer.
Viva Vendetta.
Yeah.
So Colin is the IG champion
Oh,
again.
that's right.
Are we sure it's not Jonah Hex? I feel like they might have said that in
Ooh.
Jonah Hex at some point.
Victory!
That's a trick
the name
question
of that
because nobody's seen Jonah Hex.
Is it Marvel or DC? though?
I have.
I think
I'm
more
cursed with
people
them.
have seen the Jonah Hex episode of Legends of Tomorrow than have seen the Jonah Hex movie, and that is an issue.
True.
Well, one requires paying money and going out of the house to see it.
True, and
Other-
that was in
on
2007 or 8, which was a very questionable time to even be, moving towards a Jonah Hex. Oh.
Yeah, you raise a fine point. You raise.
I remember
Do
when you
you
could leave
guys
the
want
house.
to, since I got some Star Wars questions, do you guys want to
Yes.
try to play in Star Wars?
Yes.
Why not?
I don't know, you gotta ask Sean. I don't want Sean to get mad.
Oh boy,
Yes,
get
yes.
ready for some bad answers, gang.
Yep.
Let's
I
do
really
it.
want to hear just John Barr's answers to these questions. So if it could just be Soul and John, that would be great.
Oh, we can do
Can I
that.
play?
Yeah.
I also.
Wait
Yeah,
a
no,
minute
yeah,
now.
we're gonna play. This is the last round.
Wait a minute now.
No, everyone's playing. Come on, so.
Yeah, everyone's playing. That's what I was gonna say. This is the
course.
last round. Everyone's playing. I'm excited for John's answers.
John, does your
Okay.
shirt say Macaulay Culkin?
It sure does.
No.
It's a fun
Oh,
one.
nice.
Yeah. Courtesy of Bunny Ears, a website I used to write for, actually.
That's right.
That sounds worse.
Nice. Plug in right there. Okay, so in the
John Barr, a
category,
walking
Plug, plug, plug.
the shirt. Okay, in the category of the Clone Wars.
Brian Brawler has a very important question, though, in a super chat. What's up, guys? We talked about this. Where are the super deep cut anime questions? We
Ooh.
talked about
I
this.
also would like to know.
Oh,
The
My
answer
entire wall of My Hero Academia and Hunter x Hunter Funko Pops would like to know, where are the questions?
The answer
See,
is
I'm
not
just
because
for anime.
See, I'm an
But
old
one
taku.
day-
You gotta talk Cowboy Bebop to me.
Yes,
Taku Show?
Oh, you think
Hey.
that's old?
next time
The
you guys
answer
come on,
Nice.
yeah, next time you guys come on, maybe I'll do an anime round, just
Let's
as a
go.
random anime round.
The answer
Come and
is
talk to me when you
Hayao
bought Guyver on VHS.
Oh my god.
oh, I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of the oldest anime, the Bible. Let's ask the first Star Wars question.
Okay,
Number one.
in the category of the Clone
Nothing.
Wars, Rocha, Jabba the Hutt's son, is nicknamed Stinky by Ahsoka. What nickname does his father call him? And I will give you extra points if you put the
Why would
Huttese
you
spelling.
ask a Clone Wars
What's
movie
that?
question?
What was that last
Right,
part?
just finish the end part there. So.
Yeah. Okay,
So what was
Rada.
it?
I'll repeat it. In the category of the Clone Wars, Rada, Jabba the Hutt's son, is nicknamed Stinky by Ahsoka. What nickname does his father call him? I will give an extra point if you put the Huttese spelling.
What is it, shithead?
Oh,
How do you
the
spell
Huttese
shithead
spelling.
in Huttese?
Wow. No way.
Portfolio.
I'm just gonna draw random shapes and hope I get this right.
Nipo Vinci.
5,
Oh,
I
yeah,
really
I
do
remember
right now,
that.
so
3,
Your
2,
ancestor, Jabba the
1.
Griffin.
Brennan.
Y'all can't tell me this is wrong. You don't write basic.
Funky Muffin.
That is correct.
Oh, good pull.
John.
But I
I'm sorry,
can't
you said
spell
Jabba the Hutt's son?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's problem number one right off the bat.
John wants to challenge it. Look.
Second off, he doesn't even say what he didn't. I dare you to find a single actual word he says in that movie other than Wookiee. All right.
The Huttese spelling is Pedunky Muffkin.
That's what I wrote. Do you not
Yeah.
see this? That's what I wrote. You can't read Huttese, but that's what this is.
Clever.
So I don't
I'm
get
not
the extra
taking it,
point 'cause I
Colin.
couldn't write it.
Tishka.
I didn't have any idea, but I just drew a picture of him. Say nipple Vinci.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bugs.
I didn't have it. No.
That's your ancestor, Jabba the
Eric?
Griffin.
I ran into some technical issues with my headphones, so I just wrote Robert for the hell of it.
Hell yeah.
Robert the Hutt.
Then Chris.
Put Pizza the Hut.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
out
Pineapple and olives.
pizzas the Hut.
the hut.
And then 50.
No chumba da cheeky little poopsy poo. Chingy pidola banda chokupsa.
Is he speaking Klingon?
I think he literally just spoke
not bad.
Huttese, to which I'm not even mad. To
No, I
quote
think
Ron
he's
Burgundy, I'm impressed.
In the category of Attack of the Clones.
Oh, a real movie. Thank you, finally. Number 4 on Boggs' top Star Wars movies, by the way.
No.
No, it's number 5. Sorry, Boggs, number 5. Excuse me.
How many trials in the Supreme Court did Newt Gunray, Viceroy of the Trade Federation, go through?
Oh.
What movie was this one?
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Okay.
Colin's
Can you
face
repeat
right
the
now.
question, please? I'm sorry.
Yes. In the category of Attack of the Clones, how many trials in the Supreme Court did Newt Gunray, Viceroy of the Trade Federation, go through?
Do I get extra points for saying it's your favorite movie song?
It's not my favorite movie.
No,
In the
I'm gonna say
franchise.
something here.
It's not my favorite movie in the franchise either.
Then what the hell was that conversation we had on Get Sweaty earlier?
I was talking about how I loved that movie. It's not my favorite.
I saw this movie 11 times in theaters when I was a kid. Now, this might be a product of divorce, and and my parents were going through divorce. I might have been able to get anybody to do anything I want when I was a
truly
7-year-old
deeply
kid.
love you.
But yeah, do you love me? Can we go watch Star Wars?
It's the first one you watch.
I still don't know the
Brennan.
answer to this question.
9.
Incorrect. Colin.
5.
Close but incorrect. Tishka.
Add those two together and add one more. And I thought you said Newt Gingrich.
Incorrect.
Oh, yeah.
I said 3.
Close but incorrect.
Oh,
Aaron.
yeah.
I don't know what the right question is right now.
I also wrote 5. Sorry. I'm having audio issues.
Oh no.
You sound fine.
Chris.
No, that's just us. I also wrote 3.
And then 50.
I had 13. I was going
it
for
was
the long run.
Did anybody get it right?
Did John Barr get it right? I think John Barr got it right. I really think John Barr got it right.
Sometimes you just write a number, ladies and gentlemen, and you get a question right about a movie you did not fucking see even once.
Show it
I'm
to
never
me.
gonna
Show
watch-
me the number 4. Show me the 3 lines.
Absolutely.
Show me.
We literally can't see anything.
I literally can't see
put it
anything,
close
John
to
Rocha.
All right, sure.
Okay, hold on a second.
So, John, which Star Wars movie?
Okay. That's 7. That's 7.
I've
That's
seen
a 7.
4.
What's in the box?
it was originally a 7, and then I changed it to a 4.
What's in the box?
You've seen...
I've seen episodes 5, 6. No, I've seen 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
10, 11, 12,
Rogue
13,
One,
14.
Solo.
Wait, so you haven't seen the
But you
prequel?
didn't see the prequels.
Did you see the standalone Dr. Afra movie?
Bro, I
That's
can't
a what?
wait for that.
I broke him. I broke John.
He's
John
showing
doesn't know
you.
what that is, but Boggs and I are losing our minds at the thought of a Dr. Afro.
Hey, so
I
what's
don't
the
know
question that's next?
Okay, the next question in the
John's like, what are
category
these?
of Return of the Jedi.
I know
What
this.
was the last line Anakin says before dying in Return of the Jedi?
Oh. Well,
Oh, fuck, I should know this.
My pen's run out. I haven't got enough ink.
Okay, I'm gonna give an extra 5 seconds for Boggs' pen.
Bob's Burgers.
5.
Did you say the final word, or did you say the final line?
The final line.
I think I got this right.
Me too.
5.
I think I got this right.
Me
4.
too.
I don't think.
3.
No, I don't think.
Can I get a
You've
repeat?
seen, haven't you?
Answers that are less than 4
Yeah,
words.
repeat.
Okay, in the category of Return of the Jedi, what was the last line Anakin says before dying in Return of the Jedi?
I would like an impression as well from someone.
Oh, I got you.
Anyone's
I
brave
got
enough.
you. I do a really great dying Vader.
I'm way ahead of you.
Oh shit!
I sound like dying Darth Vader every day. So.
5, 4,
Got me, bud.
3, 2,
Repeat.
1.
Oh, okay. Look,
Oh, come on.
Just recently have.
In the
I mean, it's been
category
out for 30 years. I
of
mean,
Return
come
of
on.
the Jedi, what was the last line Anakin says before dying in Return of the Jedi?
I'm gonna
38
keep it a
years.
full book. It took me the first person asking repeat to remember that that's a different movie than The Last Jedi, and that threw me for a
Yeah.
solid loop.
All right, Boggs, 5 seconds on The Last Jedi. The floor is yours.
5,
Yeah.
It stinks.
Four.
It stinks.
2,
Oh boy, we gotta.
2,
I'm one of them.
1. Brennan.
Tell your sister you were right.
That
Not
is
bad.
correct.
Not bad.
Tushka.
Yeah, I couldn't pull it. You already have.
Boggs.
Tell your sister you were right. You literally can't see anything.
That is correct, but I believe you, Boggs.
Thank you.
Erik.
Sorry, I've been fiddling with. For whatever reason, my MacBook Pro is designed to increase volume at maximum level for no reason. No matter how many times I'm trying to turn it down. In fact, I can't get the speaker image off of my screen. So my answer is, don't burn my body, please.
I want to be buried.
Wait, Colin.
And then Chris.
I actually like Eric's answer more than.
Yeah.
I said,
Don't burn his body.
look, you'll never amount to anything.
We had a challenge from Brennan come in.
Brennan.
Oh no, I was just saying that they didn't burn his body because he became one of the Force.
Ooh, it was just the set.
So his wishes were granted.
His soul and body are two different
Don't make me
things,
break out
though.
the Simpsons nerd
Well,
me here.
actually, soul is the body and the spirit.
Oh, there you go. Look at Brennan. That's
Brennan
my
is
Brennan
Earth
nation.
Marcus.
Hey,
It's the
50.
midichlorians.
MCs.
Right about me. Tell your sister you were right.
Now you sound like Gary Oldman.
John.
That's the best I can come up with.
I wrote, ouchie!
What?
They were the Ewoks, John. They were the Ewoks. Not
Ouch!
Vader.
Tell your sister you were right. You were right.
That is correct.
Not bad.
Tell your sister, don't kiss your brother.
Don't kiss her.
My pen's ringing. Is it okay if I just answer my phone?
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I'll go to EI on your phone then. Yeah, sure.
I'll do that.
Hey, in the category of Revenge of the Sith.
Oh.
My favorite.
In Revenge of the Sith, what is the name of the commander who is told to execute Order 66 against Obi-Wan Kenobi?
It's more of a Clone Wars question, but never mind.
Well,
John, if you get this, right, I will.
No, they
I will.
said
I will
the character's
donate
name
$100.
I'll literally
in
donate
one.
100 subs to the John Barr Twitch channel if
Oh,
you
you
get
mean
this right.
twitch.tv/John Barr,
Boom!
where you can
Plug
find a
that
selection
bitch.
of Pokemon Heart, Gold, and Soul Silver gameplay, a show where I design minifigures as well called Figure It Out based on various pop culture entities.
You mean like
Professor
Figure It Out
Layton
Wild
and the Curious
Style?
Village?
No, the other one. The other
You
one.
mean like Figure It
5,
Out from Nickelodeon in
4,
the 90s?
3, 2, 1. Brennan.
Commander Cody.
That is correct. Boggs.
Yeah, I said Cody. I put it on my phone. I don't know if you can see it.
I see
I
Cody.
believe you.
I see Cody. I believe you. You will.
Okay, Erik.
At me on Twitter at Erik W. Barnes if you know anything about
That is correct. No.
Correct. That is correct. Chris.
Nah.
50.
I'm not even
On
gonna
the 30.
That is correct. John.
Commander Cody.
I wrote Groot.
Yep, there goes those 100 subs.
And then
Well, there is
Colin.
one.
Commander Cody.
There's a clone named Breeze. You're close.
Tishka.
My favorite commander, Suburban Commander.
Ooh.
Oh.
Starting Hulk Hogan?
Order 66.
Blow some steam, Bennett.
Oh, hold on a second, gang. Eric, all good?
Oh, 50. Are you keeping track of my score?
I don't think you can.
Not this time, but
Anyone know how many I've done? Gotten right?
I think you've gotten
three,
You got
three
all
right.
right.
You've gotten three
Three,
right so far.
okay,
The only one
alright.
that you didn't get the Attack of the Clones one.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder.
In the category of Rogue One.
Oh god, there's more questions.
Yeah, this is the last one. What is the official name of the insurgent group led by Saw Gerrera?
Oh god, yeah.
not sure about the spelling here.
5.
lies, deception, lies.
Repeat.
Okay, repeat. In the category of Rogue One, what is the official name of the insurgent group led by Saw Gerrera?
Forget it! I know the truth! Buddy, look! Cargo pilot!
I can keep.
Kelly knows all.
3, 2, 1. Brennan?
Lies!
Saw Gerrera's partisans.
That is correct. Erik?
I don't know. Rebel. Sorry that my focus is elsewhere.
I do like your answers, though.
I do like your answers. Chris?
Rebel.
I put the Ghost Dogs, Way of the Samurai.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sure. Wait a minute.
50.
Bonus points. You know that movie.
That is correct. John?
Bonus.
Marvel's Power Pack.
Colin?
The partisans.
That is correct. Tushka?
Be a future Star Wars cover band, The High Ground.
Hey, and you can watch We Have the High Ground on Fridays on the Pop Culture Universe YouTube channel, where Boggs and I, Ed Soul, every other week do
All right,
amazing
Colin, this
lists
isn't
of
your
Star Wars
show,
YouTube.
okay? We really shouldn't be doing personal plugs right
Oh,
now.
I'm sorry, John. I won't go to John Barr at John Barr on Twitch after this.
Partisans.
You know, if Megs were here,
I think Brennan won that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I got 4.
He
wins.
wins
Brennan and I
everything.
both got
Brennan
4.
got 4.
Ooh, tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker between
I got
Colin
4.
and Brennan
boy.
again.
Oh, by the way, you get bonus points
Yeah.
if you know
Okay.
what Ghost Dog was based on.
Book of the Five Rings.
Okay, so in the category of heroes and villains,
Oh boy.
Heroes and
other
heroes.
than Luke, what is the name of the rebel pilot that survived both Death Star battles and the Battle of Hoth?
Oh, I do think I know this one.
I think we're gonna continue in deathmatch.
Brennan does have his own Star Wars podcast.
Yes, please come over and check it out.
5,
Page turners, they were not. You can find me on Anchor.
It's very good.
And
5,
Spotify.
4, 3, 2,
Oh, Smithy.
1.
He's put the answer in the
Brennan.
chat. Quick check. Oh.
Wedge Antilles.
That is correct. Colin.
I wrote Biggs.
Oh,
Oh, Colin. What are you doing?
no, Biggs did not survive the first Death Star battle.
That's what I...
And Erik got it correct as well. Wedge Antilles.
Hey, I had mine as well.
So Brennan is the reigning Star Wars champion of
Oh.
the Are You Better Than a what is it called, Colin?
Of the
Are
Outlaw
you
Nation.
smarter than a Schmoedown? Ho, ho, a Schmoedown.
I think you should-
ho, ho.
I think you should rename this to Are You Smarter Than Brennan? Just a
Are you
suggestion.
smarter than Brennan?
You are
Yes, there you
smarter
go.
than John is probably the name of this show.
Are you smarter than John?
No, you
Barr?
are. It's not a question.
Probably,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. Alan Smithy points it out.
Who's Ewan McGregor?
That
Ewan
the guy
McGregor?
played Wedge.
That's right.
The guy played Wedge
McGregor's
is the
uncle.
uncle of Ewan McGregor.
Well, that's just Star Wars nepotism right there. How you get the role.
You see, I love
Hey,
I love
and
I love the typo just because
Well, that's right. They spelled his name wrong in the
Volume went way
individual
up.
credits. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
That's right. In
What
the
were you
original
saying,
credit,
Erik?
they spelled his name wrong.
I don't know. I probably this was a lot of fun, guys, but all my technical issues, every one of you sounds like a freight train whenever I put these on. So I may have to involuntarily sign off early just to kind of figure out what's going on.
Well, yeah.
If you want to plug anything, and then you can head on
It's-
out.
This
possible
whole
it's a studio,
show-
is it?
This whole show has been a nice plug for me. Thank you for all that, John. Yeah, to recap, follow me on Twitter at Erik W. Barnes. Watch Look on the Bright Side on YouTube. Follow that on Twitter at Look on the BS. Watch Wrestling, Pro Wrestling. Watch the Schmoedown. See what or if I'm still going to be involved. And constantly donate to folks like you and all the other Schmoedown punditry shows because they're very entertaining, they're very fun, and it's a wonderful community.
Thank
We're
you so
very
much,
thankful
Erik.
to have you, Erik. We really appreciate
Thanks,
you hanging
Erik.
out with us.
I love you
Thank
so
you
much, buddy.
so much for having me, guys. This was a crap ton of fun. I'm sorry about all of The
You're good,
fact
buddy.
that
You're good.
My
You are the
laptop
worst, brother.
fried.
Technology is our worst enemy.
Shit
Sometimes.
happens. It's all
There
good,
you go.
brother. Enjoy your Saturday
Lend me
night,
money
man.
so I can get a better equipment.
Yes.
There you go.
Well, patrons, thank you so much for hanging out. Brennan, Tushka, Drunken Prayer, 50. Y'all been great hanging out, and I can't wait to see what next week brings in store. Soul's got to whoop up questions every week now because she just keeps bringing the bangers at us. I mean, I won IG. Thought I should have won Star Wars.
Soul
We'll see
is
what happens
awesome.
next week.
Thank
Now,
you.
Brennan, you're my arch nemesis in the Force, and I will see you next week in a Star Wars bout.
All right.
Well,
you guys
patrons,
later.
thank you so much for hanging out. And like we mentioned before, if you are a $10 and up member of the Outlaw Nation on Patreon, you can come in and be just like Tushka, just like 50. All these other folks coming in, asking questions, hanging out with us, answering questions. So if you want to be just like them, come on in, drop on in at that $10 and up level, and you'll be free to come on in, get that StreamYards link. We'll have a good old time. Folks, this was fun. Soul, John, Boggs, what'd you think about our managers, man? What's this going forward? What do you look? Did any of them sway you? You know, if you were feeling more dungeon, more swag, what's up?
No, because I think they'll be going neck and neck for the league, let's say, for the titles and all that. So no, it was just kind of good to hear them going back and forth, taking shots at each other and stuff. So no, it was all in good fun. Didn't really change my kind of mind or anything like that. I think I'll be more interested in maybe some other managers who we're going to be speaking to in the next few weeks. They'll be more kind of they will maybe be able to sway my kind of what I'm thinking about them and stuff like that. So yes, because these guys are already going to have matches in the next few weeks. So
right.
So we'll have an answer to them questions, but with the other ones, there's a bit more mystery around them. So we can drill them when they come on.
And John Barr, dude, you have been like for the last few months, like you have been the War Fathers, just what do they call those? Like who hear ye,
Little
hear
helper,
ye,
I'd say.
hear ye. Herald, the herald of the Warfather coming in, much like the Silver Surfer. Hear ye, the Warfather is here. And boy, did Erik not disappoint. What a good guy, what a good soul, what a good human. You mentioned it at the top. Everything you said off the top was true, and boy, did he not disappoint. I mean, the man says it all, and I'm just so happy.
Go watch
to
his
get
stuff.
him. Exactly. They did just everything. And I'm sure there's links. If you got links for the stuff, put them in the chat. Go follow the man, go watch the man. The dude deserves all your respect. He deserves all of your eyes on everything that he watches, because it's hard to find good stuff these days. I'm sure over the last year we've all parsed through everything the internet has to offer. So if there's ever an opportunity to see war stuff, you should take it. So John, thank you for bringing the Warfather to us.
Of course. I mean, yeah, he reached out to me as well because he was like, hey, any chance I can hop on the show? And I was, of course, more than happy to. He's a great guy, and this was a great show. And I'm a little bit tired, and I don't know freaking jack squat about Star Wars, but I had a good time with the gang.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. I feel like I worked a double today. Soul, I know your weekends are your weekends, so how was your day off then / work night?
It was pretty good. I actually had like a few meetings before this. I was on Get Sweaty earlier today on the Media Sweaties Network, so go check that out. And yeah, just tending to the garden, and I ate some chili earlier today. That was really good.
I hope you're feeling okay. I mean, chili usually is like a...
Yeah,
you never know what
I'm
chili's
all
gonna
good.
hit you. Good.
I'm
That's
all
good.
good.
I haven't figured out how to feel good after chili, so maybe we have to talk afterwards.
I have to give you the recipe.
Yeah, the recipe. That's gotta be it. Folks, this is it for this episode of the Ultimate Schmoedown Show. We will be back.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Whoa.
Not to make this show go on for too much longer.
No, please. What is...
But I know one of the things that our producer, Sean, was hoping to get from us, so we could do a little bit of more competition between us four, is to give our picks for the two most upcoming matches, those being Laura Kelly versus Mollie Damon, and Chandru Dhandapani versus Mara Knopic.
Well, I would have to say off the bat, I'm going Mollie, Mara, double M. Lock it in.
Swag, drip, drip, baby. Lock it in.
There we go. I'm going one of each. I'm going Laura Kelly against Mollie, Damon. And I'm going Mark Knopic against Chandru Dhandapani. Boggs, what about you?
I am going. I'll go Laura, and of course, no doubt in my mind, Chandru Dhandapani all day. This is. I think he's going to prove this year he's the best in a Geekdom player of all time.
See, Boggs and me, he understands.
Yeah, Boggs does it for a different reason. I think you're
No, like the way he's playing, man, at the minute, and someone who's coming off a 2-year layoff is not used to an online format, not played a 5-rounder. I can't see them beating Chandru. The way he plays and the way he can distract people and his challenges and just how intense he is. So no, lots of reasons.
Okay, I do have swag love, but my reasoning for Laura Kelly has a higher percentage of accuracy than even Alex Damon. So I'm going with Laura Kelly for that reason. And Chandru's the best Inner Kingdom player playing right now. So even if they weren't on swag, I'd be picking them. But the fact that they are on swag makes my heart happy. So swag, drip, drip.
And of course, the message that popped up, Drunken Prayer. Of course, we're happy to have you. No, the more the barrier. The trivia,
sure.
The more the merrier. We're happy to have everybody on, and of course, the patrons. We're happy to bring them on and incorporate them as part of the show. Speaking of it, that's it. That's the show. This has been another episode of the Ultimate Schmoedown Show on the Outlaw Nation. Make sure you check out all the other fantastic shows going on the Outlaw Nation every day of the week. There's something going on this channel, so make sure you check it out. Lock in. I'm going to throw it around the round table. Soul, where can the fine folks find you?
You can find me at SoulGovan on Twitter, at soul.k.govan on Instagram. You can find me every Wednesday for Soul Talk over on the Media Sweaties Network. You can find me sometimes every other Friday with these wonderful gentlemen on We Have the High Ground. So go check those out.
Me? John Barr, what do you have going on?
At John Barr Tweets on Twitter and Instagram, twitch.tv/John Barr. I forget my YouTube URL, but it's clunky and bad, so just go to my probably Twitter and then just see if I've linked it somewhere there. I probably have.
Boggs, what did we do yesterday on We Have the High Ground?
We ranked the top 5 most cringe moments in Star Wars.
What was your... Don't spoil your number 1. What was your number 5 moment?
It was the... Greedo shooting first in A New Hope New Edition, Special Edition, where Han Solo does a yeah, and then Greedo misses from like a meter. He misses Han Solo's face, and Han Solo kills him. But yeah, the original he just kind of Han Solo just shot him and walked off and tossed the coin to the bartender, and he just looked really cool. But obviously in the New Edition, there's like a weird CG thing where he like dodges a bullet, like it's so stupid, yeah. And the McClunky part, yeah, that's really dumb. But yeah, you catch me on here every Saturdays on the Ultimate Schmoedown Show on John Rocha's YouTube page. You catch it on the Pop Culture Universe for reactions, reviews, all that good stuff. And what we should do as well, and probably should have this off camera, but in terms of the Outlaw Nation Facebook group, and I think that we should do like a fantasy thing of everyone else's picks as well, not just ours. We can log all theirs, like all the kind of Patreons and stuff. Keep a track of everyone's picks, kind of going into each match and stuff, because it's all there, all noted, and we can keep a league of who's right, who's wrong, who's got the most answers and stuff. So
we'll do that over on the Outlaw Nation Discord. So
Absolutely.
Again, become
a
patron today.
Fantastic. We are all there, and you can find me, like the screen says, at _C Morris wherever we are sold. Over on We Have the High Ground on Fridays. Pop Talk when I can, when I'm not working. Doing all the things all the time, constantly moving around here. Like Bog says, living that YouTube life. That's what we're doing. So you can find us here every Saturday on the Outlaw Nation. This has been another episode of the Ultimate Schmoedown Show. And folks, thank you so much for hanging out. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I guess I have the energy where I could cook some orange chicken, but I'm kind of wondering if
I was thinking shrimp.